This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Temperatures today right around 72 degrees with mostly sunny skies. And then for tonight, we'll start to see those clouds thicken up a bit with those temperatures dipping down into those low 50s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by NewACUnit.com.
NewACUnit.com is disrupting the AC industry by providing customers the most convenient and economical way to replace their existing AC unit, saving customers thousands.
Save thousands, save time, buy online, NewACUnit.com.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. And is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Guys are hot.
Sports 910.
Hey, everybody, we say good afternoon to you. Glorious Tuesday in the Valley of the Sun. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Jax is here as well. Ben in the studio, and we are broadcasting live from the Twin Peaks in beautiful Glendale, where actually Manuch is all excited because they're going to change it to Swiftdale or Swift City for this weekend.
Swift City, Arizona.
There you go, pal.
Your favorite, I'm sure Jax will be there. Is Taylor Swift coming in Friday and Saturday. Calling it, I don't know if it's Swiftdale, Swift City, but it is Swift, Arizona. Taylor Swift coming in as a fine mayor and the city council have acknowledged that Taylor Swift going to have a jam-packed, sold-out, I'm sure the Diamond Arena over here just
right, stone's throw.
Driver.
Oh, please.
Let's see, driver 5-iron into the green right here from Twin Peaks in Glendale.
Hey, we want to remind everybody before we really get going, this is the place. Twin Peaks is the place for fan pick'em, and if you want to watch all of the action from the NCAA tournament. They start this evening, by the way, with the play-in games, and then tomorrow night in the play-in game, Arizona State is matched up against Nevada. You have to go now to Twin Peaks and watch all the action, and you want to go to fanpick'em.com. You can enter, you can win up to $910 if your bracket wins it all. $910 man card at Twin Peaks, and you go to 910 at 910.com, or you can go to fanpick'em.com and get entered. Manuch, have you already done yours?
I have done it after pondering hours and hours of poring over all of the literature and watching ESPN ad nauseum over and over. Yes, I did it last night right about midnight.
Yes.
As I'm getting ready to work on the lineup, I said, okay, let me go on here. Let me let everything's marinated for almost 2 days,
okay, right?
You hear Sunday what they say. You hear yesterday, last night. I said, okay, I'm just going to go basically, as our good buddy Chris Dobertine said, with the fine bracketologist in the nation on SB Nation. Mm-hmm. I went a lot of chalk. Now, I did throw a couple of 5s beating 12s, just a couple, but I pretty much went chalk, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And I probably thought a little bit too much with my heart with my Kansas State Wildcats.
Oh, boy.
I think I had them going the Elite Eight,
okay,
probably deeper than they will.
Oof.
But I've got the Texas Longhorns
taking
on another Big 12 KU Jayhawk in the final, and I got the Texas Longhorns beating the KU Jayhawks for the national championship.
Wow. See, now I did a lot of chalk as well. I did pick VCU to knock off St. Mary's in a 12-5 game. I've got Boise State advancing. They're good. But when you get right down to it, I have Texas Gonzaga, Alabama Duke, and then I go Alabama Texas in the final, Alabama winning it all.
Well, that's, and again, it's just as long as everybody stays healthy.
Yes.
And can basically, stay hot. I think that's going to be the majority of the rules. So you got to get your fan pick 'em in, folks, by at least 8:50 Thursday morning.
Correct.
And I'll get started at 9 o'clock, bright and early. Get the eggs, the bacon, the toast, have the coffee flowing, and we'll get this bad boy going. But all the information, just go to our website, rocandmanuch.com, rocandmanuch.com.
All right, Ben, let's roll it. We're ready.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, it's pretty simple. The Suns got wasted by the Warriors last night, and now they got to say hello to the Milwaukee Bucks, who won last night on the road at Sacramento. We're going to dive into that game throughout the course of the 3-hour show today. But we'll come back to that in just a moment, because my esteemed colleagues have lost their minds because the Arizona Cardinals have not done squat as far as reaching out to sign any players. And Manuch was in tears when I arrived here at Twin Peaks because one of his favorite defensive players is no longer a Cardinal.
Well, they haven't done squat. They re-signed Calvin Beachum. He will be the right tackle. Well, once the actual period starts tomorrow at 1 a.m. in the morning, basically, or you can start him at 12 o'clock. So he's coming back at the right tackle. Good move there. But Zach Allen is going to the Denver Broncos, along with his former defensive coordinator that's there, along with a guy named Sean Payton, who's now the head coach over there. And they're allowing part of their foundation as he'll go into his 5th year next year. And he's pretty much has signed with the Broncos, 3-year, about $45 million, $32.5 million guaranteed. I think this is a bad move, wrong move by the Arizona Cardinals. If you're going to be in rebuild mode,
yep, they are.
If you're going to be in restructuring mode, you basically need your foundation. You cannot build your offensive and defensive linemen with straw. You need cement. You need a foundation. And he was the last guy I would have ever thought that they would allow to move on and not be a part of this football team. The Broncos have picked up an outstanding defensive lineman. If you're going to build, again, you got to have foundation. You got to make sure that you have that. This defensive line, I can't. And J.J. Watt's gone.
Right.
You got Zach Allen is gone now. I don't know, Jack. Who are some of the outstanding defensive linemen the Cardinals are left with?
Well, Manuch, you guys are mistaken. The Cardinals actually signed someone about 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
We all know the Cardinals love their linebackers. Mm-hmm. They signed free agent linebacker, former Eagle Kaiser White, to a 2-year, $11 million max deal. He had 110 tackles, 7 PPUs, and 3 tackles for losses for the Eagles last year.
Plays under pressure. Okay. What defensive linemen have they replaced Zach Allen? By the way, who are the defensive linemen left for this Arizona Cardinals team?
Rashard Lawrence, Jonathan Ledbetter, Michael Dogby, Dogby, Lecky Fotu, and Eric Banks.
All household names.
Okay, so who are the good ones that are left behind? If you, and I say that in jest, gentlemen, but I mean again, you cannot have one of your foundational members. I feel you've got DJ Humphries, you've got Calvin Beachum at your right and left tackle.
Yep.
Okay. If you get Will Hernandez or not, hopefully you do. From the defensive line side, and we're going to catch up with Kyle Vandenbosch here, former defensive end for the Cardinals, Titans, and Detroit Lions at 1:30. Get his thoughts about building the foundation, right? You if you're going to rebuild, we get it. Understand. You don't want to pay the bucks to bring guys in. You want to go on the cheap, whatever. But you got to have a couple of, I call it founding members, do you not?
Yes, you do.
To be your stabilization if you're going to rebuild.
So some other defensive linemen, one defensive lineman that signed with the Niners, Javon Hargrave, was a huge signing for them, which I'm not looking forward to playing that already great San Fran defense, now even better with this signing. Mm-hmm. But you got Fletcher Cox, 32 years old, but he could be a founding block, maybe bring some leadership.
32 years old, Jax.
32 years old, but brings leadership. You got Jerry Tillery, 26 years old.
Time out. I don't want leadership, guys. I want players. You can have all the leadership. You got Calvin Beachum. Tag, he's it. Okay? JJ's gone. Tag, he's it. I want players. I mean, I mean her up, but I'm just saying, well, you got the leadership. And blah, blah, blah. How does that register for tackles? How does that register for this or for that? Hey, the leadership is something that Kyler Murray needs to take over. And now you got an offensive lineman that's been re-signed. Mm-hmm. That'll keep him in check. But I want players. Who are your players?
Well, when I'm looking at this D lineman group right now that are free agents, it's mostly older guys that would bring leadership. I don't know if they can bring the skill set or the stats or the playing.
Eliminate the word leadership from your vocab. Just tell me who's viable for another 2 or 3 years.
Okay, Michael Brockers, 32 years old. Quentin Jefferson is from Seattle, 29. Jerry Tillery, 26. Played for the Raiders. Played for the Chargers. Was drafted there. Ndamukong Suh. I'm just looking at familiar faces that I know.
Okay, he's like 72. Suh is what?
He's
40-ish
older than me.
But again, guys, if you're going to go,
you got to trade or draft.
Okay, so who's left from that draft? You got Byron Murphy, and you got Kyler Murray.
You got Michael.
Zach Allen is gone now, right? Yeah. Is the Dogby? Was he a free agent? Was he picked up?
Dogby's still on the roster. I think he's got 1 more year left.
Okay, so there again, I hope they can get some guys that will be there for 2 or 3 years. But you see some of these numbers. You see a lot of 1-year deals, and you're going to see that with free agency. But again, you don't let guys like that, I call them founding members, go from your team.
You mentioned Byron Murphy. Do you expect them to re-sign him and give him his money?
Here's the whole Byron Murphy thing is this.
Okay.
He wants big money. Okay, he wants his cachet. He wants his bag. Is that the term they use now?
The bag.
He wants the bag.
Grab the bag.
But he's been injured. So that back injury he had, he's been off injured. The thing is, the Cardinals will probably say, look, we want to re-sign you. We don't feel right now you're worth this, and this. So you got to work with us because you've been injured. And I'm sure they're telling his agent how the cow ate the cabbage. Basically, this is the deal.
What? The cow ate the cabbage?
Tell what reality is. So he might feel he's worth 15, 18 million a year. In reality, his value, because of his lack of playing the last couple of years, his market's probably 12 to 13. I would think if he really wants to stay, knowing that he's putting that out there in the marketplace, that he'll probably be 12 or 13 and stay here for another 3 or 4 years, depending on what guaranteed money they want to give him as well too. So I would hope, because he's your corner. Hopefully he's healthy. If he leaves and goes on, you got Zach Allen gone. So Buda Baker's your lone guy.
Right.
You got Jalen Thompson. Okay. So those guys, that you had, Buda got his extension. I don't know, man. I'll be very curious to see what they get in the next few days, as legal tampering will be over tomorrow, Jimmy.
I stated it yesterday. I'm going to state it again today. They are pulling a Coyotes move right now, not for several seasons like the Coyotes are doing, but
just,
at least
just
for
what the Cardinal fans want to hear, Jimmy.
This season, they are going to imitate the Coyotes this coming season.
That's what those season ticket holders want to hear, Jimmy.
I'm the soothsayer.
The Cardinals are going to imitate or follow the process of the Coyotes.
Correct.
And what do you say? Suck what? Pond water? Yeah.
Yes.
They're going to suck pond water for the next 3 years.
Jeez.
And they're going to spend all that money on season tickets with a quarterback that can't stay healthy, with a defensive line that's got second and third tier guys. That's exactly what those season ticket holders want to hear right there, Jimmy.
I'm just trying to tell the truth.
Arizona Cardinals, see Arizona Coyotes. And right next to the Cardinals in the dictionary is a picture of the Coyotes. They don't want to see that, Jimmy.
I'm sorry. That's just the way it is.
I kind of sort of agree with you.
Just the way it is.
Yeah.
Hey, we want to remind everybody, you need to do this. This is going to be great, but you got to get in on it right away. Casino Arizona and the sports book, okay? All you got to do is go to Casino Arizona Instagram page. Just go to their Instagram page and like it, and then tag a friend or two, and then comment on it if you would like. Just go there. Why am I telling you to go there? Because you have a chance to win a trip to the NCAA Final Four in Houston. Just go to Casino Arizona and like their page. That's all you have to do. You are automatically entered. Here's what you get. 6 tickets, pair of 2 games Saturday, 1 game Monday, 3 nights in the hotel, and a $500 Visa card. All the details are up on our website, rockandmanuch.com. Once again, just go to Casino Arizona, Instagram, like it, and you are automatically entered, and you got a chance to go to Houston for the Final Four. All right, coming up, sounds of the World Baseball Classic, and they were loud last night. I watched some of the game. It was a lot of fun. And we also had the death penalty That's the way I like to refer to it when you don't play a full 9 innings because the other team is so far out in front. Uh-oh. It's all coming your way, and it's our Valley Chevy Sounds of the Night. It is next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Spend championship weekend in Houston on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. To enter, visit the Casino Arizona Instagram page at Casino Arizona and look for the post announcing the giveaway. Like the post, comment with your pick to win it all, and you're registered. That's at Casino Arizona on Instagram.
Hear that? That's the sound of the 2023 Chevy Silverado's turbo high-output engine, delivering impressive power with no compromised durability. Whether you're helping friends move or just moving some friends, this is the sound of a family with plenty of rear seat room to enjoy the ride. And this is the sound of you heading to your local Chevy dealer today. Find your Silverado and find new roads. Chevrolet. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Shopping for a mortgage? Big banks can be a big hassle. Call GC Global Capital and work with a local team of mortgage experts for great rates and lower fees, more options, and faster closings. Don't let your dream home purchase turn into a nightmare. Call the professionals at GC Global Capital, 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital, your local mortgage professionals. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker, NMLS 1091187, license MB 0924983, and equal opportunity lender.
It's hoop time, and Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B have teamed up once again with the best place in town to watch the games, Twin Peaks, with 4 Valley locations. Sign up now for your chance to win 910 on 910, plus Twin Peaks man cards after every round. It's the Twin Peaks 3-in-1 Bracket Challenge Contest at fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com. And make plans to join the guys throughout the tournament at different Twin Peaks to win even more prizes. Win 910 on 910 with Twin Peaks and Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Head to fanpick'em.com.
It's Tim and Ben. How would you like to win a trip for 2 to Las Vegas? Airfare plus 2-night stay at the Westgate Las Vegas, home of Superbook Sports. It's simple. Just enter your name, and Superbook Sports has got your Vegas getaway covered.
You can enter to win at knxcountry.com, keyword contest. And if you want bonus entries, make sure you download the Superbook Sports app after your submission. And right now, Superbook Sports will even match up to $250 when you sign up and deposit today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Do you have taxiety? That nervous feeling when you realize it's tax time again, but you don't know how much it could cost you? Don't wait until the last minute to file. Liberty Tax will help you get your maximum refund at our lowest possible price. Our professional services start at just $69. Start your taxes today online at libertytax.com or schedule an in-person appointment with one of our local tax offices. Offer ends April 18th, 2023. Valid at participating locations. Terms and conditions apply. See website or office for details.
Meant for morning.
Running a board, but yes.
Jody Ayler. Listen tomorrow, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910. The madness continues. Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Twin Peaks, courtesy of Dos Equis. It's not too late to win yourself a Twin Peaks man card. Go to fanpick'em.com and enter the Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. Twin Peaks man cards after every round. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Guys are hot.
All right, everybody, we are back here, and we are in Glendale at the Twin Peaks. Don't forget, the tournament begins tonight. It's the play-in games from Dayton tonight and tomorrow night, and Arizona State will be in the nightcap game tomorrow night. About the Twin Peaks and the Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge, it's all presented by Dos Equis, and here's what you can do. You will have an opportunity to win $50 man cards on all individual rounds, a $100 man card for after the 16 and 4-team rounds, and the overall winner of a full bracket, $910 Twin Peaks man card, plus your height in Dos Equis, which means I'm going to have, if I win, Manuch go, since he's like 6'4", and I'm not. So that's how I'm going to secure a lot of Dos Equis by using Manuch to go in my spot. But once again, here's what you have to do. You have to get on Win910 on 910.com, or you just have to go to fanpick'em.com and make sure that you are entered. And here's the deal. You got to get in before Thursday at 9 a.m. Or as Manuch would say, 8:58. Is that what you're giving?
Yeah, that's probably 8:55.
8:55.
Because I would even say 8:30 because if you look at it,
yes,
and you look at it again, and you look at it again, you might have some changes.
Okay.
But let me give you some advice, folks. Just go with your gut.
Yep.
Go ahead and do your thing and click save my picks. You're good to go. Because if you start to ponder and do all that stuff,
I know.
It's all that. But yeah, I would say, and the first, like the playing games tonight and tomorrow, we give you those.
Okay.
So just make sure Thursday morning, 8:30ish, get them all done, fanpick'em.com.
All right. The World Baseball Classic, if you've been under a rock, has been playing to packed houses everywhere.
Boy, sure have.
Including last night's game. It was packed at Chase Field. Unbelievable. But there's been a couple of interesting things that have taken place. We had a mercy rule and a perfect game as Puerto Rico went on and made it happen. This is courtesy of Fox Sports 1.
That one is lined into left field, base hit. Maldonado, and they're going to send him. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. The relay is late, and the game is over. Now they knew a walk-off, perfect game, World Baseball Classic win. How cool is that?
It was pretty cool, actually.
And basically, the mercy rule, if it's 10 or more,
That's correct.
after a certain amount of innings, they're going to mercy rule, but a perfect game by Puerto Rico as Maldonado. Yeah. And, you're seeing the crowds out there. You're seeing the jam-pack. But it's interesting they got this mercy rule because it came into play several times last night.
It did, as a matter of fact, and we'll come back to that if we get a chance. I want to go to the USA game against Canada last night right now because I flipped that on in the first inning. Because the Suns game at the moment was just a horrible sight to see, and the Suns were getting just absolutely blown out by the Splash Brothers. So last night, all you needed to see pretty much was the first inning. This is Mike Trout at the plate, and it sounded like this.
Continuing into the lead. That's always a fun baseball visual. So it's this. Mike Trout hammers this ball into left center field, and Team USA with more thunder this time from Trout. It is 9-0.
The final was 12-1. Thank you to FS1.
They're hitting some bombs.
They were.
These guys are looking as if they're in mid-season form, but these guys are fired up, and they're getting outstanding pitching as well, too.
So let's listen a little bit right now to what Mike Trout had to say, how much fun he is having playing right now for the USA team.
Oh, man, we were fired up. We knew what we needed to go out there. We just got to go out there, play for the country. That means a lot to all of us in there. And, we went out there and put up a 9 spot, and that helps Lance a lot on the mound as well. It's just special to put the USA across your chest and go out there and play for your country and compete against other countries as well. It's the most fun I'm having on a baseball field in a while. At everything, it's just I'm enjoying this. Obviously when I signed up, I was really excited, but being here in front of the crowd, chanting USA when in the ninth inning and hitting a homer and seeing the guys all fired up in the dugout, this means a lot to me and just everything.
It's great to hear how proud these guys are, number one. The first soundbite you heard of how proud he is to be representing the USA. Because sometimes you go, well, these guys are in spring training, and this might be wear on them, so on and so forth. And then you hear him say how much fun he's having. Mm-hmm. That those guys in the dugout, it's guys that, he may not ever have a chance to play with.
Right.
So he's playing with all these guys. They're having a lot of fun. And I love to hear they're motivated for their country. It's a lot of fun. And it's something that hopefully takes them all the way through their pool and they win the championship.
The end of the game came right here. It was Miles Mikolas with the game-winning closer, courtesy again of FS1.
USA with basically the entire stadium, and that's it. Strike 3 for Mikolas. Team USA in a game that really could have gone south in terms of their fortunes is a wire-to-wire victory, 12-1.
And Freddie Freeman, the first baseman for Canada.
Yes.
And they run rule the Canucks 12-1, as they should run rule those Canucks. anybody else that they're playing against. But it's been good competition.
You know, downtown is electric.
Yes, it is.
The fans have just shown up in droves, and it is so much fun to be down there and around the game itself. And the Mexico game was sensational. And then last night against Canada, sold out again. I know it's spring training, but I'm having a lot of fun watching this, Manuch. I really am. I find it really, really interesting. Okay, so Max Scherzer talking a little bit about the World Baseball Classic and trying to figure out if it should be during the regular season instead of spring training. And here's Max Scherzer.
For me personally, I looked at it and, you know, I'm not ready to step into a quasi playoff game right now, you know, physically. I feel like if I do that, I'm rolling the dice with my arm. It's hard enough to try to make 33 starts, try to throw 200 innings as it is already with a new normal ramp up in spring. I just feel like if I go out there and try to do too much early in spring, it really could affect me throughout the season. Like I said, it would be rolling the dice with it. So to say, you know, would there be a format where if the WBC was during the season, I think you would get more pitcher participation. And more importantly, I think it would be more exciting for the fans because you would actually have starters built up. You wouldn't have guys on pitch counts or, you know, whatever it is that you'd actually have real guys.
1 minute.
That'd be a real game.
Well, it's interesting, Jimmy. I think, okay, so when would you do that? Would you do it at the All-Star break?
Maybe.
You'd lose the All-Star game.
That is correct.
I think of it, when the Olympics hit, the Winter Olympics hit, it's pretty much, I know hockey takes that little time out to go participate, the different guys in their Olympic teams. I understand what he's saying. Mm-hmm. You want to make sure that the arms are ready. That's why they've got 10 guys in the rotation,
right.
5 guys rotating. And the manager's being very cautious to his point, not to overuse these guys during this. But I think it's at the right time. I think it gets you ready for this season. There's a lot of hype. As you mentioned, downtown's jam-packed.
It is.
When these teams play each other. But I get what he's saying, but I think it's good where it's at. Kind of sets the tone, kind of greases the skids for Major League Baseball.
Whatever you say, greasing your skids. Fair enough. The sounds of the day, including greasing your skids, are presented by your Valley Chevy dealers. Valley Chevy dealers serving the Valley for over 80 years. You can find the new and certified pre-owned vehicles today. Here's all you have to do. Just go to valleychevy.com. All right, coming up, we're going to catch up with former Cardinals defensive end Kyle Vanden Bosch and find out what priority free agent signings, which begin officially on Wednesday, the Cardinals should be involved in, and how do they replace Zach Allen, who just signed with the Denver Broncos. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, with Jax and Ben, right here from Twin Peaks, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
So time for the Suns to mope about yesterday's loss to the Warriors as they entertain the Bucks tonight. The Cardinals are keeping offensive tackle Kelvin Beachum on a 2-year deal worth $5.15 million. He was the only Cards O-lineman to start all 17 games last year. They also reached an agreement on a 2-year deal with former Eagles linebacker Kaiser White. World Baseball Classic action at Chase Field, Canada versus Colombia first, and then Great Britain and Mexico. The Coyotes are back on the ice for tonight's battle with the Flames. Connor Ingram will be in net for the Desert Dogs. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
It's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We love providing great food for family gatherings, parties, even work meetings, and we make it simple.
We sure do, no matter what the occasion. At Venezia's, we make catering easy. You can see our entire catering menu online at venezias.com, or let us know how we can help at one of our 6 locations, including the newest, now open in Chandler.
We'd love to bring Venezia's to your next party. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Are you looking to get in the best shape of your life and offer your son or daughter the best training in Arizona? Then listen up. Dan Manucci here for the new Coco 5 Performance Center at Bell Bank Park, located in Southeast Mesa, the premier training facility in the Southwest. The state-of-the-art facility is 25,000 square feet, which combines junior high, high school, and college teams, as well as individual athletes of all ages. And it's the new home for my quarterback training. They have the best team of coaches led by Olympic gold medal winner Dan O'Brien. If your son or daughter wants to get bigger, stronger, and faster, then you need to call Coco 5 Performance Center now. Sign up by calling at 480-572-0647, and one of their team members will get you the type of training specific to your sport. That's 480-572-0647, or go online to legacyperformanceaz.com. And for a limited time, mention me, Dan Manucci, and they will give you your first session free on me. Again, that's 480-572-0647, or go to legacyperformanceaz.com.
Golfers, swing by Van's Golf Shops for the multi-vendor demo event happening this Friday and Saturday from 10 to 4 at the Valley Golf Center in Avondale. This big two-day event is your chance to demo the hottest new products and get custom fit by the manufacturers. Go to worldwidegolfshops.com and book your custom fitting, happening March 17th and 18th at Van's Golf Shops at Valley Golf Center in Avondale. Van's Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
So I'm bullish on used cars right now. Go to my website, givemethevin.com, and you will get a great experience. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
You don't need to get personal, like revealing you eat eggs with a shell on, to get the State Farm personal price plan. Just call or go to statefarm.com for a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Before new Cascade Platinum Plus, I would pre-rinse all my dishes because my old detergent just wouldn't get them clean. But now I do dishes differently. A no pre-wash, no rewash, money-back guaranteed kind of different. Because Cascade Platinum Plus has double the grease fighting power of Dawn built right in, with twice the scrubbing power, giving me a clean that lets me break all the dish rules. I just scrape, load, and I'm done. Yep. So clean. With Cascade Platinum Plus, I dare to dish differently.
Stunning design, unmatched intelligence, and a compact ready-for-anything build. Sometimes exceptional is the rule. The Mercedes-Benz GLA, member of the unrivaled SUV family. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
The madness continues. Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, live from Twin Peaks, courtesy of Dos Equis. It's not too late to win yourself a Twin Peaks man card. Go to fanpick'em.com and enter
guys are hot.
Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. Twin Peaks man cards after every round. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Hey everybody, we're doing the show today live in Glendale at the Twin Peaks. It's Manuch, it's Jax, Ben in the studio, Jimmy B here, and we are about ready to say hello to former Cardinals and Titans Lions defensive end. It is Kyle Vanden Bosch. He joins us right now on the Right Toyota guest line. Kyle, Jimmy B, and Manuch here. I'm real curious to get first your reaction to what has gone down right now as far as the Cardinals are concerned with Zach Allen gone. I'm just curious what you're looking at now for this team.
Yeah, it's tough to see Zach Allen leave. I mean, to me, of the pending free agents, he's the one that we had to bring back. Now, looking at the number he got, the mistake for the Cardinals is not signing him in free agency. The mistake was that we didn't, that the Cardinals didn't approach him 6 games, 10 games into the season about a contract extension, because at that point you get him for probably less than half of what he just got free agency. I mean, good organizations identify good players in their organization early and start conversations with, sometimes 2 years left on the contract, but certainly entering the last year of their contract, at least to gauge the situation, see where they're at. But especially, look, it's no secret the Cardinals have not done a great job of developing the players they draft. But when they do, and they find and they see a player whose arrow is pointing up, they need to keep that player in the building. So it's sad to see, but at the same time, you wish a player like Zach Allen, who does things the right way, plays the right way, you wish him well wherever he goes. But you sure wish he was still wearing the Cardinals red.
Well, I got to tell you, a lot of fans are still wishing too, but I agree with you. I think Steve Keim and his staff were asleep at the switch, sleep at the wheel, to not extend him last year. And to your point, exactly, get him for a few extra, for not quite as much money, but guarantee. But this seems to be the pattern for the Arizona Cardinals, that a lot of these guys don't make their second contract, which there lies the Groundhog Day. You see over and over and over, no building moving forward. And you look at what's left from that draft. Kyler Murray got his extension last year. I think Dogby came out of that, and I think that Byron Murphy Jr. is the only other one. And Murphy, that's going to just need to see how they handle that one as well too. But I think this is a frustration, Kyle, with Cardinal fans to have a good foundation with Zach Allen. You literally lost J.J. Watt, you lose Zach Allen, and then you just got some guys, not the Bamone or Demeen that led Betters and Lawrence and the rest of them, but you need a guy like this to build around if you're going to be in the rebuilding mode the next couple of years.
Right, and to build the team the way Jonathan Gann and Monty Austin for the way they want to, the way they talked about building this team from the inside out. We currently we potentially have 2 starting offensive tackles, and that's it in the trenches. We could have 4 new starters on the defensive front. We could have 3 new starters from, both guard and center positions. So, when you talk about we need to build this team inside out, we need to establish, some depth in the trenches. We've got none of that right now. And so, the way I see this going, they need to at least check some boxes, fill some holes, because there's a lot of them, particularly in the trenches. So, while I think they will continue to accumulate draft picks, potentially with the DeAndre Hopkins trade, potentially getting more picks by moving back a little bit from the number 3 spot, there will be bodies. But I think probably 2 or 3 guys will be on 1 to maybe 2-year deals on the offensive line, defensive line, as stopgap guys to either develop the rookies that we draft or until we can really just get some quality depth at those positions.
Kyle, you just referenced Hopkins. Let me follow up then with this question. Darren Waller from the Raiders just went to the Giants in a deal, and they gave up a 3rd rounder to acquire maybe the second best tight end in the NFL, just behind Travis Kelce. What do you expect if they're going to unload Hopkins? They're not going to get a 1. Do you think they still have a shot at a 2, or is it going to be a 3?
All right. If you asked me a month ago, I would have said you'd be crazy to trade DeAndre Hopkins if you weren't getting a first-round draft pick. But every NFL offseason is so different. I mean, Jalen Ramsey, also, easily a top 5 corner still at this point in his career, was just obtained for a 3rd-round draft pick as well. So, it seems like but there's 2 ways to look at it. Based on those 2 transactions, the Waller and Ramsey transactions, it looks like, potentially a 3rd rounder might be the best you could get for DeAndre Hopkins. On the flip side, this is such a weak wide receiver free agent market. I mean, outside of Jacoby Myers, who just got signed, there's just not a lot of talent and a lot of depth. And, having a front row seat, watching DeAndre Hopkins, watching him, look special coming first game back off of suspension, watching him throughout his time here being almost uncoverable at times. And the way, it's not even so much his skill set and what he brings, because to me it's still elite. It's what we've talked about for years is when DeAndre Hopkins is on the field, he dictates what type of coverage the defense gives you. And so if you're an offensive coordinator, he might be your best weapon, not necessarily because of his production, but just because of the threat that he provides your team. So, by my estimation, he's still a top 5 wide receiver in the league. He should still command at least a first rounder. But the way things are going, I'd be surprised at this point if we got a high second rounder for him.
Kyle Vandenbosch joining us here on the right, turn guest on Roc and Manuch. Jimmy B out here at Twin Peaks in Glendale. Kyle, so you see that the moves or lack thereof by this Cardinals team, which makes me very curious about that third pick coming up. And I think by the next couple of weeks, we'll understand whether they look to trade that bad boy down or not. Maybe you trade down one and hopefully get your Will Anderson or Jalen Carter, or go get a couple of picks and go get that top-down defensive lineman or that top offensive lineman. How far would you drop? Would you drop to the next spot, or would you go down 9 to make sure you get two pretty solid down linemen and offensive lineman kind of guys?
Yeah, I would try to stay inside the top 10.
3 minutes.
Look, if we can drop a spot, if we can, trade with Indy and still get Will Anderson, that's great.
Sure.
And pick up another pick or two. I wouldn't want to get too far out, even if we trade down and knowing that Will Anderson will be gone. If we can get a starting defensive lineman and a starting quarterback, we can stay inside the top 10, maybe pick up another one inside the top 20 or somewhere late in the first, early second. To me, where we're at, there's just so many holes. For a team that late in the season had guys on the field that probably weren't NFL caliber starting, a few guys. In typical offseason, you're looking to upgrade those positions. Well, our cupboard, we've got a handful of guys that are really good, Pro Bowl caliber, elite type talent, and the rest of the cupboard's pretty empty. I think you just need to, at this
2 minutes.
In Jonathan Gannon's first year, you need to find good starters. You need to fill those roles. I don't know if we have the luxury of thinking if we get a couple of superstars, that's going to help us win some games. I don't think that's the case. I think we need quality starters across the board. So I'm all for, quantity as opposed to quantity. And you referenced how quiet it has been up to this point in free agency. As a fan, you want to see action. You want to see a team out there making moves.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like this every year. Everybody panics because your team isn't making moves. But spending in free agency does not correlate to wins either the next year or 2 years later. And often it leads you to salary cap problems a few years down the road by splurging in free agency. So I'm not really concerned. And quite honestly, there's not a lot of
1 minute
talent, anywhere in free agency this year. Most of the guys getting signed are role players. They're starters, but for whatever reason, there's been a run on backup quarterbacks early in the free agency period. There's not a lot of guys people are kicking down doors, trying to get a conversation, trying to get their name in the hat, trying to add them to their team. So, if we can just add role players, if we can get some quality starters, because one of the biggest things, Jonathan Gannon talked about is we want healthy competition at each position. Well, in order to do that, you've got to start adding some players that have some talent and have the ability to help you out on the football field.
It's always great, pal, when you come on and enlighten us with information. We always appreciate you. Have a great day, Kyle.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
Okay. That's Kyle Vandenbosch, everybody. He's driven by All City Towing, and right now, All City Towing is hiring. Look, if you're looking for a new gig, why not try All City Towing? They pay very well. They have incredible benefits, and here's all you have to do. Just go to allcitytowing.com/careers. That's allcitytowing.com/careers. Give it a try because they are Arizona's largest towing, transport, and vehicle provider. It's allcitytowing.com. All right, coming up, it will be On This Day. We'll have it next for you. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is The Herd.
Attention listeners.
With Colin Cowherd.
Daniel Jeremiah believes Aaron Rodgers will be a New York Jet. He better be. They're running that option. Brady retired, Carr's with the Saints, and Garoppolo is a much better fit with the Raiders. He knows the coach. He knows the system.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino, Arizona.
Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B at Twin Peaks for all the college hoops action presented by Dos Equis. Enjoy ice-cold Dos Equis as you watch the games at any of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations. Check out rocandmanuch.com for more details.
Golfers, swing by Van's Golf Shops for the multi-vendor demo event happening this Friday and Saturday from 10 to 4 at the Valley Golf Center in Avondale. This big 2-day event is your chance to demo the hottest new products and get custom fit by the manufacturers. Go to worldwidegolfshops.com and book your custom fitting. Happening March 17th and 18th at Van's Golf Shops at Valley Golf Center in Avondale. Van's Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Do not wait until the summer heat to figure out if your AC unit needs a tune-up. Hey, it's Jody Ayler from my friends at PlumSmart Plumbing, Heating, and Air. PlumSmart is offering a free AC tune-up for the entire month of March. Plus, this month only, a free reverse osmosis system installed with every AC unit all month long. Call PlumSmart today, 480-654-8865. 480-654-8865. It's just plumsmart.com because plumbers and AC guys charge too much.
This week at Macy's, discover great deals on spring updates for you and your home. Refresh your look with Michael Kors handbags, shoes, and more. $250 and under. Get 50 to 70% off suits, blazers, and pants for him. And shop select great value small appliances, $99.95 and under. Plus, get contact-free curbside pickup or pickup in store today at Macy's. Details at Macy's.com/pickup. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Gotcha. I know. I didn't hear you though, man. I'm working over here too.
The Drive with Jody Ayler, now in mornings. Tomorrow from 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910. The madness continues. Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Twin Peaks, courtesy of Dos Equis. It's not too late to win yourself a Twin Peaks man card. Go to fanpick'em.com and enter the Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. Twin Peaks man cards after every...
Guys are hot.
Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Here's a really cool thing, too. If you are the overall winner, you win a $910 Twin Peaks man card and your height in Dos Equis. Once again, all you have to do is go to Fan Pick'em, win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge, all sponsored by Dos Equis and Twin Peaks. It's our 18th year, and the best part is just go to fanpick'em.com, get your picks in. And Manuch, you referenced the time. They got to get in, you think, by what, 8:30?
I would say 8:30, 8:45 at the very latest. By the way, you win a $50 man cards after all 6 individual records, $100 man card after the 16 and 14 rounds.
Right.
Now, the overall winner of the full bracket, $910 Twin Peaks man card, plus, as you mentioned, your height in Dos Equis. So if you're tall, you might do pretty good.
That lets me out.
Yeah, stack them up. We'll get all that. So it'll be interesting. Like tomorrow, we're going to be at the Camelback Twin Peaks.
Yep.
Thursday will be at Tempe, and then Friday with the Scottsdale. So no excuses. Just go to fanpick'em.com, fanpick'em.com. Well, on this day, it's National Pi Day, the mathematical Pi Day,
okay,
not the pi.
Oh, you mean 3.14?
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I forgot that's the mathematical constant, as they say. But over the years, it became the scenario of people related to pizzas. So a bunch of pizza places have Pi Day deals. Here are a few of those national chains running the promos of National Pi Day. Papa John's has a buy one, get one deal.
Okay.
The reward members who buy a large one-topping pizza get a second one for $3.14. There's that constant.
Okay.
Papa Murphy's, not Papa John's, Papa Murphy's has a deal on your next pizza. If you buy 31.4% off your next order, like they did that. I believe it's Chi-Chi's, has one-topping pizzas for $3.14 with the promo code PIDAY, P-I-D-A-Y, or you can get $3.14 off their buffet. Blake Pizza is selling 11-inch pizzas for $3.14, and Uno Pizzeria and Grill has $3.14 thin crust pizzas. Now, I know Jax has this. 7-Eleven Rewards members can get pizzas for $3.14. It applies at Speedway and Stripe stores, too. Now, those are the two biggest pizza chains, being Domino's and Pizza Hut. Yeah, they don't have Pi Day deals for this year. So, Jax, do you have your own, you got a rewards card for Quick Trip and 7-Eleven?
I do not, but I should look into Quick Trip because I go to Quick Trip probably the most. That's my number one gas station.
Would you say gas station-wise, besides Rock not being here, Wawa's, would be the number one best-selling of food products?
Yes.
Baked?
Oh, yeah. I think Quick Trip does it the best. They got their kitchen set up. You can get it either to go, they have it ready for you, or they can make it for you on the spot.
How many 7-Elevens are out there anymore? I don't think that. I know between the Slurpees.
They're closing down, yeah.
Yeah, the Slurpees said they got players' rewards cards. I think that you go do something like that. 1954, Hank Aaron makes his first spring training start for the Milwaukee Braves in an exhibition game against the Red Sox. Now, Aaron taking advantage of an injury suffered by starting outfielder Bobby Thompson, wraps out 3 hits, including a home run. Now, this is very interesting, folks. The noise of the contact is so loud that Ken Williams runs out of the Boston clubhouse to see who can make that sound with a bat. Aaron will eventually start for the Braves on opening day and will go out his first year, a respectable 280 with 13 home runs and 58 RBIs in his rookie season. By the way, little known fact, when Hank Aaron was coming up through the minor leagues, he's a right-handed batter. He didn't have his left hand on the bottom and his right hand on top. He had it flipped. He came up early on in high school with his right hand at the bottom of the bat and the left hand on top. So he was kind of backwards with the bat. So once he straightened it out and had all that power and whipped that ball and whipped that bat through, he got it all straightened out. So those are some of the fun facts on this day. So, Jimmy, National Pie Day 3.14.
Yes, that's the one. That's
the constant.
Yes, that is the constant. Actually, it's 3.14 into infinity, because it just keeps going and going and going. It's
all I know,
number.
I got my basic math out my first year in college, and that's enough of the math that I had.
Okay.
And now I get this thing called a calculator computer that can get those theorems and formulas and all that kind of stuff.
You're my kind of guy. All right. Hey, listen, February this year, CDC reported that 57% of U.S. teen girls felt persistently sad and hopeless. Now, Reaching Teen Hearts is a 501c3 nonprofit that helps educate and guide teen girls ages 11 through 17 through conferences and intensive life coaching to help them grow spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Now, they have a conference on Saturday, March 25th. It's in the East Valley, and they're hosting also their first corporate golf tournament, and it is Saturday, May 6th. So if you'd like to join their mission by visiting reachingteenhearts.org. Let me repeat that again. reachingteenhearts.org. You can donate, you can get involved, or you can participate. It's a great opportunity for somebody to help. That's reachingteenhearts.org. All right, so the Suns have a date with the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. We found out something interesting that we're going to dive into in the next hour. No Chris Middleton, no Grayson Allen, no Goran Dragic tonight. They're all out with injuries. So does that mean that just Giannis and Brook Lopez and Jrue Holiday are still going to carry the freight?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially after what did Giannis have, 40 points last night?
46
points. Yep. They're going to bring it. I think that this will be a good matchup, I think, more importantly, because I think both teams realize they could see each other in the NBA Finals once again, but I think it's one of those Eastern rivalries that the Suns have, especially after last night, basically getting blown out by this Golden State team who could not miss the three-pointers. I think they were 50% from almost 50% from 3-point land,
right,
and 54% from the field. Totally,
yes.
That being the Golden State Warriors. So I think that bounce back game, home game for this Suns team to get back into it and to get guys off the schneid. And we'll get into this, Jimmy. Specifically, the bench, a guy named DA, and all the others. And I got to tell you what, Torrey Craig, they're going to need to get more production. 2 points, just not going to get it done as they move forward the next couple weeks until KD gets back.
Actually, I thought DA, even though he had a terrific game, probably could have scored 30, 35 last night if they would have kept feeding him the ball down low on the block. But they got so far behind, they tried to go to the three-point shot in an effort to catch up.
And they also get Jackson some of the hot free agency moves that are going on.
Yes.
Some very interesting stuff about what the Jets are doing without that Green Bay guy signed or traded. Movements are happening.
What was his name?
That Aaron Rodgers guy?
Yeah.
We got the tail wagging the dog.
Is he still in the darkness retreat?
Yeah, I don't know, man, because the Jets are moving forward with his direction, and he hasn't been traded yet.
Hey, coming up in our next hour, ASU basketball analyst Kyle Dodd is going to join us. We'll get his thoughts about the Sun Devils and the Nevada Wolfpack as they play in the play-in game tomorrow night. We've got it all covered for you. We're here at Twin Peaks in Glendale. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Time to get in on real estate investments. GC Global Capital has financing with no income verification. Call 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker and MLS 1091187. License MB 0924983, an equal opportunity employer.
Have you been arrested for something you didn't do? When your liberty is on the line, you need an aggressive, experienced attorney to defend your rights. Lerner Law Group is the firm you can trust with your freedom. Our criminal defense attorneys have represented thousands of clients across the state. And with our affordable payment plans, you can get the defense you need immediately. If you've been wrongly charged with a crime, time is not on your side. Call Lerner & Rowe today for a free consultation. We're available to help you 24/7.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
No one has the same taste as you.
You damn right.
From the music you love to the podcasts you can't live without. And only the iHeartRadio app has it all for free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
Mom, Dad, let's talk. Before you know it, I'm out of here. I want to go to college or start a business. My allowance ain't gonna cut it. Ooh, sorry, I said ain't.
The UNest app puts smart investing tools right in the palm of your hand. And with the UNest gifting link, friends and family can contribute to your child's account. Start investing today. Download the UNest app from the App Store or Google Play. See terms and conditions at unest.co. That's UNEST.co.
You don't need to get personal, like revealing you eat eggs with a shell on. To get the State Farm personal price plan, just call or go to statefarm.com for a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Before new Cascade Platinum Plus, I would pre-rinse all my dishes because my old detergent just wouldn't get them clean. But now I do dishes differently. And no pre-wash, no rewash, money back guaranteed kind of different. Because Cascade Platinum Plus has double the grease fighting power of Dawn built right in with twice the scrubbing power, giving me a clean that lets me break all the dish rules. I just scrape, load, and I'm done. Yep. So clean. With Cascade Platinum Plus, I dare to dish differently.
Breaking news.
Tax refund shock is everywhere, but what is it?
My tax refund shrank.
Mine too. The culprit? Pandemic-related stimulus payments and tax credits expiring. In this reporter's opinion, you need a tax expert.
Hey guys, Jackson Hewitt guarantees your biggest refund.
And tax prep is 50% off? Going there now.
50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. Number one for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910.
The Coyotes return to the ice for their battle with the Flames tonight. Connor Ingram will get the starting goal. No time for the Suns to mope about yesterday's loss to the Warriors. They're right back in action, entertaining the Bucks tonight. The Cardinals hang on to offensive tackle Kelvin Beachum. He gets a 2-year deal worth $5.15 million. And they also reached an agreement on a 2-year deal with former Eagles linebacker Kaiser White. World Baseball Classic action continuing at Chase Field with Canada versus Colombia on the diamond for the early game. Great Britain and Mexico following them up. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Look for a nice day with temperatures getting up to about 82 degrees for today with plenty of sunshine. And then for tonight, mostly cloudy with those temperatures dipping down into those low 60s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty
This
Brennan.
report is sponsored by America First Credit Union. Since 1939, America First Credit Union has helped the people and businesses they serve pursue their financial dreams, and they've always strived to put their members and employees first. So join them today at americafirst.com and let them put you first.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your
Guys are hot.
story this hour?
Well, we're hanging out here at beautiful Twin Peaks in Glendale, and it is already got a good crowd because the NCAA tournament actually begins tonight, and with the play-in games, and then Arizona State and Nevada will play tomorrow night in the final game of the play-in games, but it is the Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks coming up tonight. But we want to remind you, here at Twin Peaks, you got to get in on the Fan Pick'em contest. And, Manuch, you got to get it done before roughly about 8:30 tomorrow morning. You got to get it done by then. All right, so if you want to have some fun, you need to go to the CAZ Sports Bar because they have great drink specials and food, plus the sports book. And they've got 2 theater quality projection screens, 46 4K flat screen televisions. It's all there for you. And look at this is what they're going to do. They're going to offer up a chance for you to win a weekend in Houston for the NCAA Championship Final Four. And all you have to do is just go to Casino Arizona Instagram page and like the post. That's just hit the like button. And then if you want to tag a friend or two, go right ahead. If you want to write a comment, go right ahead. But you got to go to Casino Arizona Instagram page and hit the like button. We have a lot more information for you as well on the Roc and Manuch Instagram pages. Here's what you get. 6 tickets, 2 pair for the Saturday games, a pair then for Monday, hotel night stay for 3, and a $500 Visa card. You cannot go wrong.
Yeah, you can't. That's the outstanding promotion that it is. But just to give you a heads up, you want to go to any one of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations. Jimmy talked about it. The playing games getting started. You have Southeast Missouri State taking on Texas A&M Corpus Christi. That'll be at 3:40 p.m. Come on out here and watch it. And then the second game at 6:10. It'll be Pittsburgh, number 11 Pittsburgh, taking on number 11 seeded Mississippi State. So everything gets going on, and as you mentioned, ASU, their game tomorrow night against the Nevada Wolfpack, that'll get going at 6:10 from Dayton, Ohio. We're going to catch up with the radio color analyst, the one, the only Kyle Dodd here at 2:30.
All right, so the Suns and Milwaukee Bucks tonight, both teams are playing on back-to-back. So this is going to be interesting to see how that will affect the game this evening. And in our next segment, we are going to dive into the Suns and Milwaukee Bucks matchup. But right now, Jax is our guy who is all over the computer, keeping us up to date on all of the moves that the Arizona Cardinals are making right now. Jax, the stage is yours.
So somebody
You set him up. All the moves, Jimmy.
All the moves that the Cardinals are making.
Yeah, the exclusive Fox Sports 910 / Roc and Manuch insider of the NFL. But some of the biggest moves today, Jacoby Myers signing a 3-year deal for the Raiders, one of the top receivers.
Oh, it's not a Cardinal deal. Oh, okay.
Not a Cardinal deal.
Okay.
Cardinal deal, though, linebacker Kazir White, 2 years, $11 million. Another linebacker, because we know this organization loves to pile linebackers.
It's all about the linebackers.
Maybe a possible move of Isaiah Simmons to an outside linebacker role because of the bringing in of Kazir White.
You mean the natural position he should have been playing from the get go?
Yeah.
Did somebody have to come in from Philadelphia and make them realize that he's not an inside backer? We've been saying that the last 4 years. You put him on the outside and you bring in a true inside linebacker. Oh, what's next?
It's like deja vu with Hassan Reddick. And his last year, when they put him at the edge rusher, he went off. They decided to re-sign Chandler Jones, and now Hassan Reddick's one of the best edge rushers in the league. Some other moves. Aaron Rodgers gets one of his wish list players checked. The Jets are signing former Packers wide receiver Allen Lazard to a 4-year, $44 million. And the trade with Aaron Rodgers hasn't been finalized.
Well, I was just saying. Okay, you said that the Jets got their guy for Aaron Rodgers. Did Aaron Rodgers get traded yet?
No, he has not, no.
Oh, okay. So we got the tail wagging the dog here.
Uh-huh.
The Jets are making moves, wink, wink, and it sounds like it's all but a done deal, but they haven't traded for Aaron Rodgers. It hasn't happened.
That's correct.
And the suggested receivers that he threw out to the Jets, Lazard, Odell Beckham, this guy, that guy, they're making the moves, but Aaron Rodgers hasn't been traded yet, has he?
Has not been traded yet. They're still working on it. I could see guys like Elijah Moore or Corey Davis being involved
Gilmore
in
to
the
the Cowboys.
deal. But another trade that just happened.
So hold on before you move on.
Okay.
Before you move on. With this whole Aaron Rodgers, New York Jets thing going on, I don't blame him for saying, hey, look, if I'm going to come to the Jets, I would like to see A, B, C, D, who are free agents, that you go sign if I'm going to come. Because he's, 38, 39 years old. The money's irrelevant to him. He's got enough money for 20 lifetimes.
Yep.
I don't blame him for saying, if I'm coming, we need to have a team that can compete for a Super Bowl. I'm not coming in just to hang out, or I'm not coming in just to go to the playoffs. I want to see you guys build a team, and this is what I need receiver-wise. If you have the offensive line guys, let's evaluate that. So quarterback general manager Aaron Rodgers is putting his wish list together to tell these guys, I need this before I make that final trade or agree to that final trade. And the Packers, if everybody agrees to agree, that's all well and good. Now, just if everything goes sideways, well, the Jets get a hell of a receiver, but who's going to be that quarterback that they go out to go help these other
The only thing
receivers?
I can think of is if they don't get Rodgers, maybe they make a run for Lamar Jackson.
And they very well could. I mean, they could, but the orchestration is really all Aaron Rodgers telling the Jets what to do if he's going to make that move. Now, I really believe Rodgers, that trade's going to happen, but this never happens where there's been no trade and the Jets are making highly recommended moves by a guy they're hoping to get in the trade.
That's correct.
Well, speaking of big moves,
yes.
One trade just dropped just now, about an hour or two ago. The Giants acquired Darren Waller from the Raiders. Well, this just in, the Colts are trading 5-time Pro Bowl cornerback Stephon Gilmore to the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
They will have Gilmore and Trayvon Diggs in the best two-punch, them as long as the Dolphins, because Dolphins have Xavier Howard and they have Jalen
Ramsey.
And so Jimmy G can't be feeling really good right now.
No.
Losing his outstanding tight end, but hopefully they got somebody to backfill with that. But those are teams making moves because they feel they can win it all. Get a tight end with the Giants. You get a cornerback with the Cowboys. Again, there's a difference between what the Cardinals are doing where they're at.
What are they doing?
Well, they're looking to rebuild. But when you lose Zach Allen, your top defensive lineman, to the Denver Broncos, and you didn't extend him, this is what happens. And why they didn't extend him, we talked about that during the year. Jimmy, you, me, and Rock, and even Jax, that he's going there on a 3-year deal, $45 million, $32.5 guaranteed. Cardinals could have did that here, but where's your foundational guy on that defensive line. And fortunately, you got Beachum coming back at right tackle. You got DJ Humphries at your left tackle. Everybody else is gone. Your center, your two guards are gone because Will Hernandez, well, I don't know if that dog's going to hunt or not. Inside out is how you got to build, and they're not doing that by letting Zach Allen sign
Gilmore to the Cowboys is very interesting. Traded for only a 5th-round pick. That's a great trade for the Cowboys.
But here's the thing. Whether he plays corner or nickel slot, they could utilize him if they feel he's not quite the corner, and they give up a 3rd-round pick. If he was more of that lockdown guy, they'd give up a 2nd or 1st. But I think the Cowboys, I think that you look at the realization of where they're going and what he's getting, they can move him inside. He's not quick enough anymore to be a safety, but he could be a nickel slot.
100%. And then just some little signings every so often from other teams, like Jeff Wilson re-signing with the Dolphins, Michael Thomas restructuring his contract with the Saints and going back there. But not a lot of big names. Those are probably the biggest names so far that we see on day 2 of NFL free agency. And then the actual one opens up tomorrow, which I'm excited to see what trades, what signings occur.
Well, that's when they officially can sign. That's all. I mean, this is, I know Jimmy's still part of the legal tampering.
I like that legal tampering.
They're putting everything out there just to say, once these guys, was it 1 o'clock hits, they go ahead and start signing everybody. So I think the flurry, I think it'll continue through the weekend. I'm just curious to see when Aaron Rodgers finally gets this deal consummated with all the players going there, and can't blame him.
Well, he put out a wish list. I mean, he even had Randall Cobb on his wish list.
That's crazy.
And he had Mercedes Lewis, the tight end, on his wish list.
He wants to go Green Bay East.
Yeah.
To the Eastern Conference.
I can't see why the Jets – I understand Lazard. He's a big target. Rodgers likes him a lot. He has confidence in Lazard. I get it. He's not a number 1, but he's like at least a number 2 on the field, playing in the NFL, wide receiver. But Manuch, you hit it. You said the tail is wagging the dog here. I don't think I've ever seen anything like
2 minutes
where you don't even have his name on a piece of paper and he's already dictating terms.
My whole thought process is what are the Jets going to give up? Is it a first rounder? Is it a 2nd rounder? Because if they're going to make this deal happen, I think the reason what they're signing their free agents will dictate what they're going to give up. Okay, so if you got a receiver, is it a first rounder? Is it a 2nd rounder? Where are they at in reference to making the moves? And then can they base that with draft picks, or can they base that off the free agency and move that forward? So this whole Jets Green Bay thing, it should be a reality TV show going back and forth, because we're sitting here watching moves that are made.
Yeah.
And the trade hasn't even happened yet. I mean, my gosh, they're talking about moving in together and getting married, but they're not even engaged yet.
Could you imagine how does that work? Can you imagine if he just said, hey, I'm going to retire, or I'm going to stay with the Packers?
That's my whole point. This thing could go south, but in the meantime, the Jets have got this, and this. But maybe if this thing wasn't going down, maybe they wouldn't spend the money. Maybe they wouldn't go after Lazard. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they're banking. They are betting on the come that this move's going to happen, this trade with Aaron Rodgers.
Well, their backup quarterback, Mike White, he signed as the backup in
Miami. Yeah,
exactly.
Moves are happening.
If Rodgers doesn't happen, you would think they'd put all their money towards Lamar Jackson. That's got to be the second move. Give him his money. That's got to be it.
I would agree.
But remember, it's a non-exclusive, which means, as Manuch would inform everybody when the deal went down, that the Baltimore Ravens have the right of first refusal on the deal.
They can match it.
They can match it.
So it's 2 first-round picks, too.
On top of that,
that's correct.
So if the Jets, again, whoever goes after Lamar better really, really, really want him and feel that they can win right now. I think it's a team that can win right now, that can vie for a championship or the Super Bowl. If you're going to fork out $45 to $50 million a year, plus the 2 top draft choice, number 1s, and then have him and hopefully he can stay healthy for the next 3 or 4 years to get you to that mountaintop. And these owners, all they want is one.
That's
it. They just want one. Or another one. In the Jets' case, they haven't been there since 1969 with Joe Willie.
That's it.
So the resurrection of Joe Willie Namath and Aaron Rodgers, I don't think they'll give him number 12.
I saw a great stat comparing Joe Namath and Aaron Rodgers. Joe Namath threw for over 400 yards. Back then, it was unheard of one time. Aaron Rodgers has thrown for over 4,000 yards 10 times.
Well, not 400, 4,000 yards.
4,000, yeah. Did I say 400? Sorry, 4,000.
Yeah, and back in those days, Joe Willie was airing it out as kids growing up watching the Jets play the Chiefs and Lenny Dawson or the Chargers and John Hadle. You knew the pass was alive and well back in those late 60s and early 70s.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable that Aaron Rodgers having a chance to dictate terms and the Arizona Cardinals pretty much sitting on their hands so far. All right, quick timeout. When we come back, we are going to dive into the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. It was the Bucks winning on the road in Sacramento last night, while the Suns got whooped by the Warriors in the city by the Bay last night. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Hey, Jimmy, hang back. I'm going to need you to recut something.
Spend champ. And enter the Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. Twin Peaks man cards after every round. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Again, it was knocked away. Chris Paul, short. Ayton is there with the stick back. 19-9 for DeAndre Ayton. DiVincenzo stolen away. Booker ripped
Guys are out.
from him. Keeps the dribble and connects on a beautiful shot to give him 21 points.
All right, thank you to Bally's for that highlight from last night. Actually, for the Suns, it was pretty much a low light. Hey, look, we're here at Twin Peaks right now, and you have got until roughly about 8:30, 8:45 tomorrow morning, or Thursday morning, thank you, to get in on the Fan Pick'em contest. It's the Twin Peaks Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge, and it's presented by Dos Equis. You got a chance to win $50 man card, $100 man card, and if you're the overall full bracket winner, $910 Twin Peaks man card plus your height in Dos Equis. And we are here today in Glendale. Tomorrow we'll be at Camelback. Thursday in Tempe, and Friday in Scottsdale. You got to get it done now. Go to fanpick'em.com and indeed get entered and have a chance to win. All right, Manuch, here we go. The Suns lost last night. They made a run to get back into the game with the Warriors, but couldn't close the deal. Then we watched Sacramento put on a terrific show against the Milwaukee Bucks, but Giannis decided to score 46 and just take over the game. And so the Bucks win that game. So you're going to have two teams playing tonight downtown at the Footprint Arena, and they both are coming off games played last night. The Bucks a winner, the Suns a loser.
Well, I think it was basically Golden State just shot the lights out. I mean, they just, you look at 75-58 at halftime. Though the Suns made the run, they scored, 30 points in the third quarter. And Golden State just looked atrocious coming out there in that third quarter. But they made a run. But then Golden State started hitting it again. And I got to tell you what, Klay Thompson just he's amazing to watch him. And reference to what he did, 8 out of 14 for threes. And you look at the threes overall, this team was basically almost 50% from three-point line, 19 out of 39. And they're almost 54% from just basically from the field. So I think it's tough to beat a team that comes out guns a-blazing. But my question to you, Jimmy, is with that being said, all the great outside shooting, where's the perimeter defense? Where is knowing he's hot and knowing Steph Curry's hot, and they're shooting him from the rafters. Even DiVincenzo is lighting it up from the outside. Where's the perimeter shooting? Tough to come back off of that. And I'm like you. What you mentioned earlier, he felt that DA could have been even more involved, even though he had the 27 points, the 12 rebounds. Hell, you listened to Eddie Johnson on the broadcast on Bally Sports last night afterwards. Say, hey, look, should have had more.
Yeah,
should have had more. And I think that's where Monty comes into play. Is feed him the ball,
feed the beast,
get the 2 points quick, get down, hopefully get a couple stops, feed him quick. I mean, don't have to worry about all the the gyrations outside to try to catch up. Just get the easy twos, get yourself within earshot or 10 points. I think they got within 7 at one time or 8. But they were just gassed trying to get there at that time. So, again, you got to tip your hat to Golden State. That was the Golden State we've all known to come to love the last 7 or 8 years.
They've won 8 in a row now on their home court, and they can't win on the road. It's going to be interesting because they go on a very difficult road swing now.
And Jimmy, before we move on, I mean, we talk about all the things that we look at with this team without KD. And one of the things that I think about it, the scoring or what does this team really need to work on from that particular standpoint. Our State 48 Roughing It Your Call question of the day. What is the most glaring issue the Suns have without Kevin Durant in the lineup? Just go to @Roc and Manuch and you can go ahead and vote. Is it finding an additional 25 points, which he was averaging before he got or after he got hurt in those 3 games he played? Aiden deficiency. Or is it CP3 non-energy, not seeing the energy, even though it had double-double, 11 points, 11 assists, or the bench play lacking? So you look at those, finding an additional 25 points, Aiden deficiency, CP3 non-energy, bench play lacking. Just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter.
Guys, do you press the panic button a little bit? Because I'm looking at the standings, and the Suns had like a 3-game buffer between 4 and the 5, 6, 7 is between like 1 or 2 games. And now it's 1.5 games you're ahead of the Warriors. And do you start to press the panic button there?
And you were chasing Sacramento with KD. You felt pretty good that you could chase him, make up the 3 games.
All right, stop.
And get in the fold.
Stop. Everybody stop. Before the KD trade went down, prior to even all of that, and they were playing throughout the winter, the Suns, and they were winning, okay? Now, we weren't talking about...
they were winning on a consistent basis. Right. Jimmy. You had a lot of guys hurt.
Well, I understand that. But when they were healthy, they were winning, and they were rolling along, and then all of a sudden the KD trade hits. Then he finally gets into the lineup and then gets hurt after 3 games. And now it's Panicsville?
No.
Are you supposed to panic?
No. I
can't see that.
Let's back up a little bit, Jim.
Good.
Before Durant, you had a lot of injuries to the Suns team.
Yeah.
So they were up and down. So you had Cam Johnson was out. Mikal Bridges was typically the only starter there for a while.
Correct.
He and DA was hurt. CP3 was hurt. So you had a makeshift lineup.
Yep.
Now, when Cam Johnson came back and Mikal and Devin Booker came back, and you had Bridges, they all came back, then you had your starting five. And at that time, it was either Craig or Okoji that were in the lineup. They were finding that rhythm and tempo. They were winning.
They were playing well.
Okay.
Yep.
So when you got Kevin Durant, he didn't play for 2 or 3 weeks till that knee got he held up. Then you had that consistency with all of them playing. And then obviously you made the trade. You got KD playing. They went 3 in a row. They went 3 in a row with him.
Right.
4 in a row without him. Now they got a little bit of a hiccup. I'm not panicking whatsoever.
Okay.
Now what you said though, Jax, you got to be careful. You don't fall too much. All of a sudden you're playing the play-in game, but KD will be back at that point in time.
I just think you got teams like, the Mavericks that are starting to trend up, get healthy.
Sure.
The Lakers are trending up. Warriors trending up. I'm not saying they're not going to make the playoffs. That's not what I'm saying, but it's still a 7, 8 seed, 8 seed if you got to play the Nuggets.
Hey, again, guys, like last year, they won 64 games. They were on a roll, and look what happened in the playoffs.
They got beat in the second round. Yep.
So if they barely make it in, or they just by the skin of their teeth or whatever, and you got KD, whatever seed it is, so be it. Whatever the seed is, you handle. Hell, we looked at the 2 years ago, and everybody talking about, the matchups. The Suns don't match up well against the Lakers to start it off, or this team or that team. They're going to get smoked. No, they didn't. They went through it. They went through it with essentially the group that was here before the KD trade, and they went all the way to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
And then last year, you're hitting on all cylinders. You win 64 games. You break franchise records. You can't get out of the second round. So now it's as long as they make the playoffs and KD's healthy, KD bar the door. Let's get it on.
I'm with you on that from the standpoint of the playoffs, but the key component is, will Kevin Durant be healthy?
Please.
That's the key.
He will be. They'll make sure.
That's the key right there. Because otherwise, with the talent that you have that you lost in the trade for Durant, and with Durant not on the court, now you are just a routine playoff team and not a team that is good enough to go anywhere.
And if you had the guy, and he would have made the trade, you'd have been a routine playoff team.
No, you would have been better than routine.
Okay,
but you weren't a finals team.
Exactly. And I'd rather make the trade, have a chance to go all the way, than just be a team that maybe makes the finals.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on. I was making that deal when he was available. I was screaming to make that deal, and they went out and they did it. The point is right now, and Jax, if you have the standings right there in the NBA and the Western Conference, the teams that are in the play-in game right now, name those teams.
So going from 7 to 10,
Yes.
7 is the Timberwolves, 8 Mavericks, 9 Lakers, 10 Pelicans.
There you go. There you go. And you don't know if the Pelicans are going to get Zion Williamson back.
Well, the other two
playoffs.
that are concerned are the Mavericks and the Lakers. And then the other two, we'll see. But at that point, any of those four, I'm not worried about.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, we want to remind everybody about the big Fan Pick'em contest. It is Fan Pick'em Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge. It's all presented by Dos Equis. It's our 18th year of doing this. And what you have to do is you need to get in on the bracket. Just go to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com. Get your bracket in, and a chance for the overall winner to win a man card worth $910 plus your height in Dos Equis. That's all from us and Twin Peaks and Dos Equis. All right, so the Sun Devils will play tomorrow night. It's the final game of the play-in game, and ASU color analyst Kyle Dodd is going to be our guest next. We're going to pick his brain how the Sun Devils match up against the Nevada Wolfpack. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
A busy day for the Cardinals. They are retaining offensive tackle Kelvin Beachum and kicker Matt Prater on 2-year deals, while also reaching a 2-year agreement with former Eagles linebacker Kaiser White, and running back Corey Clement re-signs on a 1-year deal. The Coyotes back on the ice for their battle with the Calgary Flames. Connor Ingram will get the start in net. No time for the Suns to mope about yesterday's loss to the Warriors as they entertain the Bucks tonight. World Baseball Classic at Chase Field, Canada taking on Colombia in the first game. Great Britain and Mexico in game 2. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Win your height in Dos Equis. Head to fanpick'em.com to fill out your Twin Peaks Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge. It's never too late. Play as you can win Twin Peaks Man cards after every round. That's fanpick'em.com.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Spin championship weekend in Houston on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. To enter, visit the Casino Arizona Instagram page at Casino Arizona and look for the post announcing the giveaway. Like the post, comment with your pick to win it all, and you're registered. That's at Casino Arizona on Instagram.
Golfers, swing by Vans Golf Shops for the multi-vendor demo event happening this Friday and Saturday from 10 to 4 at the Valley Golf Center in Avondale. This big two-day event is your chance to demo the hottest new products and get custom fit by the manufacturers. Go to worldwidegolfshops.com and book your custom fitting. Happening March 17th and 18th at Vans Golf Shops at Valley Golf Center in Avondale. Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
Make the right choice, right Toyota in North Scottsdale. There are so many dealers to choose from, but there's only one that truly cares about the people here in Arizona. Right Toyota is family owned. They are not some huge corporation led by a bunch of bean counters that are all just concerned with the bottom line. The family at Right Toyota invests in the community and local charities. Proceeds from every car sold goes directly back to the people in need. Right Toyota is even dog friendly. If you just want to shop from home, log on to righttoyota.com for their full inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles. That's right, the right place, the right selection, the right people. Right Toyota on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at righttoyota.com.
Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong. At Wright Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong. At Wright Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong.
Jake from State Farm here to answer your what ifs.
Hi, what if a moose rams my car?
File a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs. Like a good.
You guys are all going to be sitting in traffic, I promise you.
Go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Before new Cascade Platinum Plus, I would pre-rinse all my dishes because my old detergent just wouldn't get them clean. But now I do dishes differently. And no pre-wash, no rewash, money back guarantee.
All right, you guys need to stop talking trash about my hood.
Platinum Plus has double the grease fighting power of Dawn built right in with twice the scrubbing power, giving me a clean that lets me break all the dish rules. I just scrape, load, and I'm done. Yep, so clean. With Cascade Platinum Plus, I dare to dish differently.
Jax, it's all outside though. We were supposed to go there with my in-laws the other day, and we decided not to.
Extraordinary runs in the family. The Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs. Learn more at MBUSA.com or test drive one at your local dealer.
The madness continues.
Jax,
back to Roc
I'm not young like you anymore, man.
Live from Twin Peaks.
I can't go out like that.
It's not too late to win yourself a Twin Peaks man card. Go to fanpick'em.com and enter the Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. Twin Peaks man cards after every round.
Guys are hot.
Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, here's the best part, too, is that you get that Twin Peaks man card. Yeah, if you win, just go to the Fan Pick'em, and you can sit right here in Twin Peaks at any of the locations and watch the ASU Sun Devils match up against the Nevada Wolfpack tomorrow night. They are the final game of the play-ins, and we will find out what takes place. Kyle Dodd, you've heard him on this show throughout the entire season, ASU Hoops color analyst. He joins us right now. Kyle, it's Jimmy B and Manuch. Welcome as always, pal. And how jacked are you and the team itself to be at least in the play-in game and have a chance to get to the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, last week you guys heard me a little bit go off on the committee and just, just stressing a little bit, but just to be in the dance and feel like, you're a part of the field. I think the players and the coaches, and really it's not, has nothing to do with me or Tim or anybody else around the program. It's really about those players and coaches that battle all year, and just see them and just the type of atmosphere the tournament creates. It's always special. So I'm excited for the kids and the coaches.
Well, and speaking of that, you guys have been there a couple of days now. Kind of go through the routine that Bobby Hurley's pulling with the guys. You're not going to play until 9:10 local time. It'll be 6:10 here. How has he adjusted accordingly? And did you guys practice last night? I know you flew out at 9:10 last night. Are you going to practice at 9:10 tonight? Or will the lights be on in the gym at 9 o'clock at night?
Yeah, I mean, they basically, there's a routine. They got in, and then they have media obligations, and, obviously practiced in the evening yesterday, and then went over for an open practice today where media and fans are welcome to watch, and kind of a shorter practice or whatever than you're obviously watching film, and they have a couple walkthroughs set up at the hotel, and then obviously the games. I think there's 2 games tonight at Dayton, so the games actually kick off tonight.
Right.
And then it's a day full of basically walking through stuff tomorrow, and then a quick shoot around in the afternoon and a couple team meals, and then we're getting used to these 9 o'clock tips the last several nights, so it's going to be interesting for the Devils, but I think they'll be ready to go.
Kyle, it seems as though free throw shooting becomes a mystery once the NCAA start, and you watch teams win, but they miss unusual 5, 6, 7, 8 free throws. Does Bobby, I would say, harp on that, but how much do you guys work on that, or will he focus on or harp on these last couple of days, or will you see an inordinate amount of free throws, or they just are who they are when it comes to free throw shooting?
No, I mean, it's something that coaches all over the country focus on and spend a lot more time on than people think, at practice. But it's one of those things. It's such a mental part of the game. You got guys that are, knocked down 3-point shooters, and they're stepping to the line, 5, 6 feet closer with nobody guarding them. And for whatever reason, they're not great free throw shooters. And then the opposite, you got guys that can't, it's going to hit water if they fell out of a boat, but they can step up to the line and knock down free throws. So it's just a mental thing. It's a toughness thing, and it's contagious. When guys in front of you are making free throws, it seems like if you step up to the line with confidence, when a guy's just missed a couple of free throws and then you get fouled, I can tell you as a former player, it's not the greatest feeling when somebody in front of you misses. So I think it's just about, muscle memory and know that you put in the work, put in the time, you shoot thousands of them every week. Don't overthink it. Step up and shoot it with confidence.
All right. Take us to the game then that we're going to watch then tomorrow night. What do you know about the Wolfpack, and do these 2 teams match up well against each other in your opinion?
Yeah, it's a team that really runs their stuff. It's more of a system team, so it'll be a little bit slower paced than like a lot of the Pac-12 schools. And honestly different than Nevada's played in years past. They've had some really up-tempo teams that we've seen. But, so they'll try to run their stuff, and I think it's a huge key for ASU. Their strength all year has been their defense, as we've talked about many times, and how they can speed you up and get you out of rhythm. And I think that's a huge key tomorrow night, is if they can take Nevada out of all the stuff they want to run and make them uncomfortable and play the way you want to play and impose your athleticism and your length and your will on them, then I think they could have some success. But if you let them get in the half court and execute and run their stuff, it'll be a long night.
Cal, will we see a game very similar to the USC victory by the Devils against the Wolfpack? Hopefully, if you win, similar, slow it down, defense. They shot lights out, obviously, but coming out quickly and aggressively to set that tone.
I think so. I think you'll see them. Now this is one and done. You're playing for your lives, so there's really nothing to save any energy for. Or it's not like hey, we got a big homestand coming up, we got a big road trip coming up. This is survive in advance. So I think you'll see them lay it on the line. I think the defense, we've seen them at their best when they've extended the defense and put pressure on teams, and I think you'll see that tomorrow night. I think you'll see them really get after the basketball and try to create turnovers and speed Nevada up, and if they can do that, I think they have a great chance to move on to Friday.
We saw the video of the coach, Bobby, jumping in the pool and everybody celebrating. Would you say then that they are totally focused now on this game and the sting of losing to Arizona is forgotten?
Yeah, 100%. I think even Coach Hurley said that in the media the other day. When they first got in, some people talked to him, and he said that this basketball team's been playing under an extreme amount of pressure for several weeks now, because when you're on the bubble and every game is magnified, and I mean to say, it's as crazy as it sounds, to say, hey, we got to go down and we got to get one of these 3 games. We got to go down to Tucson and win, or we got to go to UCLA, who's number 4 in the country, and win, or we got to beat USC, who's ahead of us in the conference on the road, and we got to win, and we got to win 2 in the Pac-12 tournament. I mean, to say all these things and then do them are 2 different things. And they've been playing under pressure, and their backs against the wall, and every time it looks like you can count them out, they swing back and they get up off the mat. And I think that's why we're all, not just people around the program, but everybody in Arizona is really pulling for this group, because it's an easy group to root for.
And Kyle, as we talked to you over the years, with ASU, are you doing some analysis through the NCAAs? Is this team confident enough to go down low to Warren Washington as it gets down to, the short strokes with about 2 minutes to go down low, play the down low game, the defensive game, and have confidence he can make those shots coming down the wire if need be?
Yeah, I think so. I think Warren, I've said it all year, anytime Warren gets post touches, generally something good happens. He might not go get you a bucket every time, but he draws enough attention down there, and he is a good decision maker. He makes good passes out of the post. He's a good passing big guy. So, yeah, I think he's a guy that you can give the ball to late game, mid game, early game, whatever you want. But Warren's probably going to be a huge part of this tournament run. And Warren came from Nevada. So Warren and Des Cambridge transferred from Nevada. So there's probably going to be a little extra juice tomorrow night.
Is everybody healthy?
Everybody except Austin Nunez is still, he's been out the last several games with concussion protocol. He did practice the last couple days, but there's no word on whether or not he's going to play. I think it would probably still be a long shot, to be honest, if he played. He's still experiencing symptoms and stuff, so they don't mess around with that stuff, obviously. So I think as soon as Austin's capable of play, he'll be a huge addition and give them a lift in that second unit. But outside of that, from what I've heard, everybody's good to go.
Okay. Is the jet ready, and will they take off after the game to go, if they win, to get to the next location, or do they go the next day?
Yeah, if they win, they take off right after the game. So Dayton, a couple of years, we've been here a couple times, so a couple of years ago, they experienced it, and you usually get into the next city, fairly early, in the middle of the night sometimes. So, but it doesn't matter what time they're flying, when they're flying, where they're flying. If they're flying, that means they won tomorrow night.
That's
it.
That's
what I think what it's all about.
And I think if I'm Bobby, I'm like, hey guys, let's pack for the next 2 weeks. Let's be confident. Let's go out there and if you guys do win, we hope you do. You go take on TCU, go take care of the Horned Frogs, and move it forward. And to your point, Kyle, you guys have been battle tested. You guys have come a long way this year. I don't think there's a moment or situation you guys have not faced going into this game tomorrow night.
No, and I think that's the really important part about this whole thing is, and Bobby doesn't get enough credit for how he schedules. I mean, when you saw me or heard me last week when I was all fired up, I mean, we had 12 wins away from home this year. 12. That's not a lot of people can say that. We had five quad one wins on the road. 5. That's incredible. So when you look at a game like this, and you've already played in Brooklyn in a big tournament, you've already played at the Pac-12 tournament, you've played Creighton in Vegas, you've played, you've beaten U of A in Tucson, you've beaten Oregon at Oregon. This is just another game for you. So you've already done all that. So this is a game where you can come in, like I said, you put in the work, you've studied for the test, so to speak, and go out there and relax and play basketball and let the chips fall,
I want you back on the show because I want this team winning and I want to advance and I want to have Kyle Dodd back on the show again next week.
Go Devils. Let's go.
Let's go.
Go, Kyle.
I'm all in, man. So, yeah, let's do it.
All right, brother. Thank you. Enjoy. That is, okay, that's Kyle Dodd, everybody. You can find him on Twitter at K_Dodd3. And speaking of that game, you can watch it at Twin Peaks, and you can also get in on the Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge. It's the 18th year for Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B, and this is what you can win. All you can get is a $50 man card for 6 individual rounds, a $100 man card after the 16 and 14 rounds, and the overall winner of a full bracket, $900 man card. Height, Dos Equis, guy who's 7 tall, recruit him if you win. And that way you'll get more Dos Equis. And all you got to do is just go to fanpick'em.com. No excuses. Get in right now and just go to fanpick'em.com. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so we have coming up the random fact of the day. Manuch loves this segment. It's all presented by the Valley Chevy dealers, and it is next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Odd Couple. Mic check. With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Derek Carr didn't set the standard. So I like, Rob, the fact that, and I don't know if this will continue, but for now, at least, these few deals, it seems like it's more based on, okay, how good are you? Derek Carr, I think, got paid about what he should, Rob.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
March is here. Be sure to head to fanpick'em.com to fill out your bracket and watch all the games at any of the 4 Twin Peaks locations. Details can be found at rockandmanuch.com. Once again, that's rockandmanuch.com.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Do not wait until the summer heat to figure out if your AC unit needs a tune-up. Hey, it's Jody Ayler from my friends at PlumSmart Plumbing, Heating, and Air. PlumSmart is offering a free AC tune-up for the entire month of March. Plus, this month only, a free reverse osmosis system installed with every AC unit all month long. Call PlumSmart today, 480-654-8865, 480-654-8865. It's just plumsmart.com because plumbers and AC guys charge too much.
This week at Macy's, discover great deals on spring updates for you and your home. Refresh your look with Michael Kors handbags, shoes, and more, $250 and under. Get 50 to 70% off suits, blazers, and pants for him. And shop select great value small appliances, $99.95 and under. Plus, get contact-free curbside pickup or pickup in store today at Macy's. Details at Macy's.com/pickup. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Wake up with The Drive. Jody Ayler tomorrow morning, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910 and on our free iHeartRadio app. The madness continues. Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, live from Twin Peaks, courtesy of Dos Equis. It's not too late to win yourself a Twin Peaks man card. Go to fanpick'em.com and enter the Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. Twin Peaks man cards after every round. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
And we are at Twin Peaks in Glendale. Big crowd already here. Don't forget the play-in games begin this evening and then tomorrow as well. And Arizona State will play the final game of the play-in that takes place in Dayton. You need to get to Twin Peaks, and you also need to get in on the Fan Pick'em contest. It's Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge. It's presented by Dos Equis. We've talked about what you can win, including the overall bracket winner, $910 on the man card, plus your height in Dos Equis. Now, today we're in Glendale. Tomorrow we're going to be at the Twin Peaks Camelback. Thursday we'll be in Tempe. Friday in Scottsdale. You owe it to yourself to get in right now. Just go to fanpick'em.com. All right, so now it is time for the Chevy Dealers Random Fact of the Day.
And, Jimmy, I know that you are sitting in front of your TV watching this go way back.
Yep.
They said an estimated 93% of TV-owning Americans watched Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon back in 1969.
That's one step for, yep.
Yeah, the interesting side note, in 1969, 95% of households owned a television, and about 95.9% of households do today as well. So not much has changed as far as that's concerned. I'll remember it as if it was yesterday. We're sitting in there. It was before we were getting a color TV. So it was black and white, and watching Neil Armstrong and coming down. Yeah, we were glued. We must have been watching from, and I think it was probably 7 or 8 o'clock at night, but we must have been sitting there from 3 o'clock on, having dinner and getting home and watching all that happen. And it was like a week later, we got our color TV, Jimmy.
Oh, man.
We got our color TV back in 1969.
I never had that.
Going back many, many years. So it's interesting that the TV viewership is up as far as that's concerned. Well, a signed Tom Brady U.S. flag hits the auction, and the bidding is starting at around $300,000. Now, the famed Tom Brady autographed U.S. flag at the center of a lawsuit with the Patriots Hall of Famer last year can now be all yours if you got some deep pockets.
Okay.
Now, TMZ Sports has learned the Stars and Stripes that Brady signed and then re-signed following a man's dispute with the New England Patriots Hall of Famer in 2021 is going up for sale on eBay later this month. And it starts price tag $299,999.
Why they just listed it $300,000?
I don't know, Jimmy. It's just one of those things because it'll start to get bid up.
Oh, yeah.
It's unclear what is ultimately expected to sell for, but we're told the profits will go, this is a good thing, to a good cause nonetheless. That's if this thing gets bid up to $400,000, $500,000, $100 million, $500,000, that's great. That's going to go to the proper charity. The Philadelphia Eagles want to give their high-powered offense even more time to shine as they're petitioning the National Football League to allow an XFL-style replacement for the onside kick. Now, I kind of sort of like this.
Do you?
Have to grow on me.
Okay.
Now, the Eagles are asking the league to let teams maintain possession after a score by completing a 4th down and 20 offensive play from their 20-yard line. Now, that should be an alternative to the onside kick where the team that just scored maintains possession if it kicks the ball 10 yards and recover it. Now, the XFL is doing this right now as it owns back-to-back possession rule is what they do in the fourth quarter where a team that scored can retain possession after completing a 4th and 15 from its own 25-yard line. Now, we saw this, I think it was the first weekend of the XFL. The St. Louis Battlehawks found success with the rule in week 1, using it to propel themselves for the comeback victory. They were down by like 20 points. And I think McCarron was the quarterback for this team, and he came back. They get the ball, and they incorporate this rule.
Right.
From their own 25-yard line, they got to complete 4th and 15. So they complete it. They go right down the field and score. Now, if they don't get it, the other team takes over.
The ball.
Gets it, either runs the clock out or basically that's a different scenario. I don't know. I like the onside kick. This is interesting, but I'm more of the traditional onside kick to see
how
the hand teams handles it, and how the kickoff team or the onside team handles it.
But isn't the statistic like incredibly low? How many times it's recovered?
It's like the kickoff return.
Yeah, well, they took that away.
They took that away. And now, this would be interesting because that team that just scored in the fourth quarter, if they're opting for a 4th and 20 from their 20-yard line and they don't get it, that's the chance you're going to take.
Well,
so
I to be honest with you, and if I have an offense and an offense that's clicking and we just scored, I'm taking that opportunity rather than trying the onside kick.
And I'm all for it.
Okay.
I'm all for it. But it just, the other side of that coin says, well, okay, but we're bucking the tradition. And God forbid would the NFL go after somebody else's rule if it wasn't made up by the National Football League.
The NBA did when they adopted the 3-point line that the ABA had.
Exactly right.
Okay, so they went that direction. I don't find it. I think probably look, didn't the NFL for extra points they moved it back?
Yeah, they moved it back.
So it's not like they are just they're not like FIFA and soccer where they will not do anything.
Let's
change the game.
Let's just never eliminate the kickoff altogether. Because I know that
like the kickoff.
In the USFL or the AAF several years ago, they started at the 25-yard line versus the kickoff. Yeah. So I just hate to see some of the traditional scenarios
I'm okay
in
with the
football
taken out of the
game. Well, the XFL's kickoff, they have everyone lined up. I believe it's on they get like a 10-yard buffer.
Yes,
the kicker's the only one back there. And it's funny because it was windy. He couldn't get the ball up, so the ref had to hold the ball for him.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It didn't look right. I didn't like it. Keep the kickoff the same, but I think the NFL should probably move the kickoff back so there's more returns. I like returns. That's one of the most exciting plays in all of football is a kickoff.
We don't see enough Devin Hester returns like we used to. Those are the random facts of the day, driven by your Valley Chevy dealers. Valley Chevy dealers serving the Valley for over 80 years. Find all the new and certified pre-owned vehicles today at valleychevy.com. That's valleychevy.com.
Well, so here's what we have coming up for you. We're going to talk about the Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks in our next hour, as well as we will revisit what is taking place in free agency as well. And what in the wide world of sport are the Cardinals doing? What are they doing, Jax? Are they doing anything?
Maybe. Who knows?
All right. Defensive lineman Kyle Vanden Bosch is going to be our guest. We'll talk about all of that with him, as well as Bob McManaman of the Arizona Republic as well. It'll be our All Cardinals Hour. It's coming up, everybody. It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here, Fox Sports 910.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
At Lerner & Rowe, we don't have empty slogans or make empty promises. What we do have is a history of proven results. In a wreck, need a check? We've collected billions of dollars for our clients, with over $1 billion recovered in the past 5 years alone. Make one call, that's all. And we have a team of legal professionals standing by, waiting to begin working on your case the moment you call. Call Lerner & Rowe today. Find out why we've been voted best law firm in Arizona for the past 8 years in a row.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
Of course, your favorite station is on the free iHeartRadio app. Take us with you anywhere and listen anytime. Plus, get thousands of other stations and playlists all free. Download our free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
BetMGM is offering basketball fans a chance at winning big. Really, really big. The BetMGM March Matchups $10 million Perfect Bracket Challenge is free to play and fun to dream about. And it's only at the king of sportsbooks. Pick a perfect bracket and you'll be the legend that takes home the $10 million grand prize. Fall a little short? The player with the most correct picks for the entire tournament wins a guaranteed top prize of $100,000. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly and offer resources to help you make appropriate choices. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions and complete details. Must be 21 years of age or older to enter. Arizona only. New and existing customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
You don't need to get personal, like revealing you eat eggs with a shell on. To get the State Farm personal price plan, just call or go to statefarm.com for a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Before new Cascade Platinum Plus, I would pre-rinse all my dishes because my old detergent just wouldn't get them clean. But now, I do dishes differently. And no pre-wash, no rewash, money-back guaranteed kind of different. Because Cascade Platinum Plus has double the grease fighting power of Dawn built right in, with twice the scrubbing power, giving me a clean that lets me break all the dish rules. I just scrape, load, and I'm done. Yep. So clean. With Cascade Platinum Plus, I dare to dish differently.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. Number one for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910.
World Baseball Classic action continuing at Chase Field. Canada taking on Colombia in the early game. And later on, it'll be Great Britain and Mexico. A busy day for the Cardinals. They retain offensive tackle Kelvin Beachum and kicker Matt Prater on 2-year deals. They also reach a 2-year agreement with former Eagles linebacker Kaiser White. Running back Corey Clement re-signed on a 1-year deal. The Coyotes are back on the ice as they get set to take on the Calgary Flames. It'll be Connor Ingram in net for the Desert Dogs. And the Suns need to shake off last night's loss to the Warriors. They're right back in action against the Bucks tonight. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Look for mostly cloudy skies with those temperatures dipping down to around 63 degrees. And then for your Wednesday, pretty good chance of some rain a little bit later on this afternoon with those temperatures right around 71 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's always has more ways for you to save. On top of their everyday low prices, pros can save big when buying in bulk. It always pays to be a pro at Lowe's. While supplies last, minimum purchase required. Selection varies by location. Lowe's reserves the right to limit quantities.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game.
We can't hear you, buddy, if you're talking.
There's no better place in the valley to get in on the action.
Can't hear you.
The
Nope.
Sportsbook
No.
at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, we're hanging out here right now at beautiful Twin Peaks and in Glendale, and we are excited about the game starting tonight, the play-in games, and then tomorrow night it is Arizona State and Nevada, and you need to get out here, and you also need to go to fanpick'em.com and get yourself in on having a great opportunity to win $910 if you are the total bracket winner. $910 man card from Twin Peaks and your height in Dos Equis. So I'm going to call Kevin Durant if I win and ask him to join me and say that he's actually me so I would get more Dos Equis.
Well, Jimmy, one beer would get you.
That's right. That's all Jimmy needs.
It would, as a matter of fact.
So just go to fanpick'em.com, fanpick'em.com. Those first, as Jimmy was alluding to, playing games start at 3:40.
Yep.
So head to any one of your 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations. As Southeast Missouri State, the 16th seed, takes on the other 16th seed, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and that'll be followed by at 6:10 tonight, number 11 Pittsburgh and number 11 Mississippi State. I thought Pittsburgh, they kind of faded there.
They did.
Toward the end because they were playing really good basketball. So that all gets going on at 3:40. So one of your nearest Twin Peaks locations out here at Glendale, or excuse me, I don't think it's called Swiftdale.
Swift City.
Swift, Arizona.
Swift City.
Taylor Swift coming in Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
The Glendale City Council says will officially be known as Swift, Arizona, or Swiftdale, or whatever they're going to call it.
Who cares?
And I'm sure Jax will be there front row.
Oh, he'll be there screaming. You can count on it. Yeah, you can count on Jackson, Taylor Swift. Big time fan. Okay, so we got NBA action tonight down at the Footprint. Both of these teams played last night. Milwaukee Bucks were a winner in Sacramento, while the Suns were a loser at Golden State. Manuch, we already know that they have printed out who is out of the lineup right now. Grayson Allen is out. Middleton is out as well. But in the lineup is Antetokounmpo, Jrue Holiday, and also Brooke Lopez. So now, how are the Suns going to handle this with both teams coming in, having both played? One's a winner, the other's a loser.
Well, and those are Suns killers, as you mentioned.
Yep.
Drew Holiday had his way the last time. Brooke Lopez, what's he, 7'2", 290 pounds. At least he plays like that.
He's a big man.
Yeah, I just think you just got to get more out of DA tonight. I really do. I think DeAndre Ayton's going to be tagged. He's it. Devin Booker can only do so much. CP3 had a double-double, 11 points, 11 assists. I think last night, Jimmy, we saw an anomaly by Golden State where they won 8 in a row at home now.
They have.
And they just shot lights out. I don't know how you stop that.
Well, Klay Thompson scored 30 in the first half.
Exactly. 33 to be exact. But, I mean, it's 75 to 58 in that game going in at 75-53, excuse me, at halftime. But when somebody's shooting lights out, isn't there some kind of perimeter defense?
You would think so.
You can enhance.
Can you run another guy at him and make somebody else shoot
because
it?
there's really, I mean, you think about Draymond Green, he's not that big of a guy. Not that you worry about him down low.
Man.
And you've got DA, who's 7'2", who can kind of take care of business down low. And I loved what Eddie Johnson had to say last night on the broadcast on Bally Sports about, hey, yeah, DA got his 27, his 13, could have had more.
He could have.
And I thought the same thing, like, well, just get the ball to DA's totally, a foot taller and half of him down there. Just get the 2 easy points and don't worry about the 3-point shooting.
Well, Jimmy B, let me drop this one on you.
Fair enough.
As you always say. Giannis coming into town. Brooke Lopez, Ingles, they got a big lineup.
They do.
How are you defending Giannis with this Suns team? Biombo, Landell, what are you doing?
Oh, by the way, wasn't that the Achilles heel in the NBA Finals 2 years ago, Jimmy?
Yes, it was. And remember, maybe it was yesterday, where we talked about Monty Williams has to mix and match. So
much better.
He's going to have to really mix and match tonight. So you're going to have to pick your poison. Do you go with Landale or do you go with Biombo? If you ask me, here's what the two players give you. Biombo, better defensive player. Landale can play defense, but he's a much better offensive player. You're going to need points in this game tonight. Landale has to get more minutes in this game off the bench.
Let's just be physical.
Yes, that too. And he's both Biombo and Landale can be physical.
Well, and Jimmy, I mean, why not last night's game? Why not deliver a forearm shiver on somebody to kind of stop the charge?
Well, they did get into it a little bit there.
Well, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
I understand.
Bring me some more physicality.
Send the message.
If somebody, go out there and I will say this, though. When Curry and this team, Thompson, and all of them are shooting from 35 feet and beyond.
They are.
And then Poole, we talked about Poole yesterday, right? I said, that kid has been sluggish. Well, he got into it last night. He gets 20 points.
Yeah.
DiVincenzo, the fine paisano that he is, he's all over the place. Now a starter for that Golden State team. So when you look at that team, you don't see any weakness per se, but when somebody's shooting like that, I don't know what you do, but just try to weather the storm, make your run, and they got within 8. And at that time, because the Golden State had a very poor third period.
Third quarter.
That's when they had their move, the Suns, but they couldn't sustain that move.
Correct.
My whole thought process is, okay, well, feed the damn ball down low.
Yeah.
Just, all right, you're down by 10. Just have DA get the quick points, try to make a stop.
He was having a terrific offensive game, and I know he had 19 touches last night. He should have had about 30 touches last night. And to be honest with you, if indeed they are struggling from the outside, meaning the Suns, you're going to have to let DeAndre Ayton try to work it again on the block and in that mid-range free throw area against Brooke Lopez and try to get him out of the blocks quickly offensively.
Well, on top of that, Brooke Lopez can shoot now.
He can, yes. He will take you outside beyond the 3.
That leads us to our State 48 Roofing 8-year call question of the day. What is the most glaring issue the Suns have without Kevin Durant in the lineup? Is it scoring, Aiden's deficiencies, CP3 non-energy, or the bench play lacking? Just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. That's @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Currently, gentlemen, CP3 non-energy, 44.4%. I think we can all see that. Bench play lacking, that's 22%. Scoring, 22.2%.
Yep.
Aiden's deficiency, not as high as I thought it would be.
Because he's not deficient.
No, he's not. 11%. But the key is trying to make up for those 25 points on average that KD was giving you in those 3 games he was playing. And where does that got to come from? The whole CP3 scenario, he's just not the same guy he was 2 years ago, Jimmy. I think we can see that. But I think it's really more glaring without Kevin Durant in the lineup. And I think that's what the fans that have voted at Roc and Manuch are saying is it's even more glaring without KD in the lineup.
Well, that's what Steph Curry mentioned to CP3 last night. He said, this ain't 2014 anymore.
Yep.
I'm here. I'm the best point guard in the league is what Steph Curry was saying. But I agree with you 100% there, Manuch. And, man, it's going to be a tough game tonight.
And Jimmy, this team without Middleton is still loaded. And I just think of the size dominance and Giannis and Drew Holiday is the Suns killer, and they get up for the Suns. They just really do. And I never forget the Suns blew them out 2 years ago. It was the last. I think it was their home appearance here. Suns blew them out here before they faced them in the finals. That was the last time. And so when they went up the 2 games, you went, wow.
Yep.
And then here comes Milwaukee.
That's it.
Like Dallas. 4 games in a row because they found the formula of just attacking the rim. And to me, it's just amazing to watch Giannis. Is he 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot? What is he, Jimmy?
No, he's about 6'9", he's 6'10".
He's a hybrid. He can jump. He can lay it up.
He's everything.
Can't shoot free throws. Takes him about a half a minute to get it off on top of that.
I'm not worried about it. The rest of his game is spectacular.
But do you have the muscle power or the girth to not allow them to post you up with Brooks, him, and then even Holiday, backing down CP3. So it's going to be interesting. Back-to-back games. Hopefully the Suns can pull it out.
All right, there's been a couple of moves right now, again, on the National Football League free agency. Once again, it is legal tampering. Jax, you got some players there.
Yes, I do. I'd say the biggest trade move so far has got to be the Cowboys acquiring cornerback Stephon Gilmore. After 1 year with the Colts, they are giving up a 5th-round pick to send him to Dallas. Another move today was Alan Lazard. Jets signed 1 of 4 of Aaron Rodgers' wish list, the Santa Claus, whoever the Santa Claus is of the Jets. Alan Lazard to a 4-year deal. Darren Waller been traded to the Giants earlier for a 3rd-round pick.
That's huge, gentlemen.
I like that a lot.
Daniel Jones got his guy.
They got Barkley. They got some underrated receivers that are young and cheap. Isaiah Hodgins being one of those for the Giants. And then the Cardinals signed for 2-year deal. Kaiser White, a linebacker. They love their linebackers there, Jimmy.
Well, he's more of a true inside guy.
Yeah.
He's more of an inside guy where you move Simmons to the outside finally, but he's more of that true inside guy that you don't have to, he's got the experience from that standpoint.
And then lastly, I know this is probably irrelevant, but so the Colts cut Matt Ryan. Right?
They're going to cut him.
They just cut him.
Okay.
So a part of his agent, which agent has to kind of get some credit on this, was he negotiated a new contract that involved a $12 million guarantee for Matt Ryan when that trade went down to go to the Colts. So no matter what happens, if he retires or go to a different team, he's guaranteed $12 million.
Touche that agent.
Oh, man.
And I think that agent kind of felt that if it doesn't work out, he was probably going to be on the short list. But, hey, you're cut, but here's your 12 million ducats. And now he's available as a potential backup. Then also Andy Dalton going to be going to the Carolina Panthers.
Yep.
So he'll be the guy to tutor whoever they draft in the first round.
When you look at the Colts, it's just like ever since Andrew Luck retired,
I agree.
They've had a new quarterback every year. I think they need to draft, and like the Panthers need to draft a quarterback.
I agree, and because I don't know if they'll be in the marketplace for Lamar Jackson, but since that's happened, you've had Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, not working, and then now who's their quarterback left on the roster right now?
Oh, they got Sam Ehlinger, the former quarterback for Texas.
Oh yeah,
Sam Ehlinger.
But I was going to mention too, they got to get a rookie quarterback because Jonathan Taylor is going to want a bag here shortly too, the running back.
Yeah, he will.
They are. Yeah, we thought that the Colts were going to be that with Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
kind of the missing link.
Didn't happen.
Boy, were we wrong.
We always send like notes to each other when we're doing the radio show. So Manuch sends me this note, Zach Allen going to the Broncos. What the hell, Cardinals?
You'd have to read it, Jimmy.
I did have
This
to
is
read
my
it.
feeling.
It is classic. It is classic Manuch. All right, everybody. Coming up, we are indeed going to have a conversation with former Cardinals defensive lineman Kyle Vanden Bosch. We'll talk about free agency as well, which all becomes legal on Wednesday.
Tomorrow, Jimmy.
That's it. And how in the wide world of sport will the Cardinals replace Zach Allen since he went to the Denver Broncos? It's next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Manuch, hang back.
The Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em is back. Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge presented by Dos Equis. Win man cards after every round. Win the entire bracket and take home a $910 man card. Plus your height in Dos Equis. Head to fanpick'em.com.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Here's what you're looking at right now. A car fire if you're heading southbound on the Loop 101. It's by the Shea off-ramp off-right.
So you guys can't hear me at all.
In Phoenix downtown, a crash eastbound 10.
All right,
approaching
well,
7th
Manuch,
Avenue,
we need to
blocking
cut
off
some
the
promos,
HOV
and then
lane.
after that,
Car
Jimmy, I need you to
pedestrian
cut your
accident
spot.
in Phoenix on Sky Harbor Circle, just east of I-10.
Oh,
And a
I've been
crash
saying it the
43rd
entire
Avenue
time.
in Indian School. I'm Lee Powell, Valley Traffic.
This report is sponsored by
don't know, all
Jackson
my
Hewitt.
stuff is
Want to be
turned up. I have no
100%
idea.
certain about your taxes? Jackson Hewitt backs your return for life. Switch
Well, that's
today
not
and get
good 'cause
50%
our
off tax
engineer's out
prep. 50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200.
Yeah, our
Visit
engineer is out for the week.
jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B at Twin Peaks for all the college hoops action presented by Dos Equis. Enjoy ice-cold Dos Equis as you watch the games at any of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations. Check out rockandmanuch.com for more details.
We're your neighbors. You should visit. We're Casino Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself.
Go for it. Yeah, send Jimmy. I'm working. Give me a second. Hey, can you send Jimmy over? I need him to cut something. Hey, can you guys hear me? I need you to send Jimmy over so I can so I can cut his spot. I need you to send Jimmy over. He needs to cut his spot. So, yeah, I'm screaming. I don't know why this thing isn't working, but nothing works. Yeah, and that sucks because our engineer is out for the week. No, I'm at Amazon tomorrow. You can hear me now?
Lerner and Rowe, and all other law firms end. Lerner and Rowe was recently named the second most
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One.
Dude, you guys do not understand how much Westgate has changed.
defensive lineman move on with his defensive coordinator to Denver. When look what you have left, and then fortunately they've re-signed Calvin Beachum. You got your tackles, but you don't have your center or your two guards per se. You do get a true inside linebacker today. Maybe you finally move Isaiah Simmons out there to the outside and keep him out there. But, yeah, that's a hard one to swallow for a lot of fans. When you're looking to rebuild or build a foundation, I think you need those cornerstones if you're going to move on and rebuild this thing.
Well, I mean, keep in mind that Jonathan Gannon's probably going to employ a 4-3 base defense.
Mm-hmm.
You need two defensive ends, and right now I don't know if they have one. Now, they'll play, when I say base, I mean, they won't play it all the time. It'll be part-time, but you still need those players, and they'll have to be active in finding them. You could draft one, and you could sign one, but right now they need both.
Well, to that point, and you're right, I thought the same thing. I looked at that 4-3 front that the Eagles had last year with Sweat and some of the studs they have there. But when you see some of these kind of moves or lack thereof, the fan base, I would say this, Bob, is going to have to be very, very patient as they rebuild this. My next question, the only one remaining from that draft, is Dogby and Byron Murphy Jr. are the only ones left. You already had the extension with Kyler last year. So what would you say is the realm of Byron Murphy, the off-engine Byron Murphy, who wants big money? Will he come back and finally have to give that hometown discount, or does he move on?
Well, considering what James Bradbury just got, I think Byron Murphy's not going to get anywhere near what he thinks he's worth.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to get $13 million a year, and the Cardinals could probably get him for less than $10 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's about right. $8.5 million a year, and don't sign a long-term deal. Sign a short-term deal. Bet on yourself. I think he wants to test the market. I don't think the market's going to be kind to him. He's a hell of a player when he's healthy. And grant him this, he played with that back problem longer than he should have.
Mm-hmm.
And that ended up messing him up. And I don't blame him for not trying to push it back the last 4 weeks of the year. But did it hurt him? I don't know. Did it save him? Yeah, but I don't think he's going to get the money he thinks he's going to get.
Bobby Mack is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. It's my contention, Bobby, that the Cardinals are doing a Coyotes, at least for 1 year, that they're going to go cheap and just suffer through one season and try to start at the bottom and then try to build up in the following second and third year of having a brand new coach in Jonathan Gannon. Am I all wet here? Or, I mean, you can tell me if I'm not. Okay, good. All right.
No, I think it remains to be seen. I mean, we're only 2 days into this, and it doesn't really start till tomorrow. The two major moves were each, were fairly inexpensive to make, with bringing Beach back and signing White.
Mm-hmm.
That's not much money. They've still got a lot of money available. They still have to sign draft picks, but they have a lot of issues they got to plug. And I think rebuild is the key word to remember here.
Sure.
That's what we're looking at. This is not going to be a playoff team. So patience will pay dividends. Cardinal fans, I don't know who they are anymore. I mean, the ones that are on Twitter all seem to hate the franchise. So I don't find a lot of diehards on Twitter anymore. I don't know if the meanies have chased them off. It doesn't really matter, but they're there. They still show up and they buy their stuff. But they need to plug holes, and you could play it cheap, but you can't build an offensive and defensive line cheap unless you draft them all and then wait, and that's going to take longer than a year. And I don't think they want this rebuild to last more than 2 years. Now, given the nature of the NFL, where you can go from worst to first, you can do that, but you can't play it cheap and do that. So they've got decisions to make, key ones, and it starts at the line of scrimmage, but it involves a lot of other situations too. A guy named D-Hop comes to mind.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier, Bob, that it looks as though that would be the way to go, trade D-Hop for whatever you get and stockpile those picks. My question for you is, you get ready to continue the mock drafts that you're doing at azcentralsports.com and the Arizona Republic, is with that third pick, do you go to number 4 and get an extra pick? How deep would you go but not give up
3 minutes.
Not give up the panache that you're going to need to fill some of those holes.
I mean, the Raiders are probably off the board now that they've got Garoppolo. You know, you're not going to get a ton by dropping down one, but you'll get something. You'll get something good for it. But, you know, the further down you go, the more you get.
Right.
So I think it remains to be seen. But the Cardinals, I'm listening to everything, including dropping down one spot. I still get my pick of the 3 defensive players that I'm coveting. If I go down further, you know, I'm assuming the Jets deal with Rodgers is going to get done tomorrow. But if for some reason that blows up in a Jets face, that's a Jets sitting there at 13 who's going to say, whoa, we need a quarterback. Now we got to draft one. So you can get a big, big haul if you're Monty Austin for the Cardinals should that happen. I just don't think it's going to. But if I'm the Cardinals, I'll listen to anything. But I really love those 3 defensive players. If there's any way to trade and still get one of them, I'll do it.
See, and I think for the first time in like the last 50 years, you and I are on the same page with that that whole scenario, Bob. I'm like, I would like to see a top-notch offensive lineman somewhere in the first, I'd say that it'd be the second or third round. I think they truly got to start building inside up. But yeah, if you can go get that generational guy like a Will Anderson, and he's there and available, and you can get an extra pick on top of that, then at that point you go, the football gods are smiling down on the Cardinals.
Yeah, but, you know.
2 minutes.
I got to tell everybody says, you know, the Colts. At 4, you know, they know the Cardinals aren't drafting a quarterback. Now you'll say, well, the Colts got to move up because they don't want anybody else to move up. But how many people are really going to move all the way up to 3? The Jets, like we just talked about, probably not.
No.
The Raiders, no. Carolina's already done it. I mean, who else really is going to spend that much on a not proven quarterback that's going to be the 3rd or 4th guy? I don't see it. I mean, if I'm the Colts, I'll call you, and it might go down on draft night. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen, because I just don't think the movement that Arizona thinks is going to be there will develop. But I could be wrong.
Bob, you got about a minute.
Fun, no matter what happens.
Oh, yeah. And we'll be paying attention to azcentralsports.com and the Arizona Republic for those who get the paper bright and early. So what will be your focus here over the next week or so with free agency and the leading up to the draft with almost 4 weeks away?
Yeah, it's going to be, you know, I think the Hop thing is going to probably happen. I thought it would happen yesterday. Obviously, nothing's official till tomorrow, but I'm a little surprised that hasn't happened yet. But the interior of this line, the center and the 2 guard spots, you can fill one of them with Josh Jones, who I think is better at tackle. But that interior, that offensive line is
1 minute.
And even though it's a rebuild, you got to keep this quarterback healthy when he's able to play. And a backup quarterback doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is, depending on how many games Kyler misses. So, you know, I'm going to monitor these pro days as much as I can, too, and see how that shakes the board potentially. You know, but that second, third tier free agency wave is going to come, and it's going to come crashing hard for the Cardinals, and I expect them to load up with 6 to 7 new faces or some of their own at least.
It's always good, Bobby, when we catch up with you, pal. Thank you as always. This is going to be really interesting.
And it was good therapy for me to agree with you, Bob. It's not quite so bad like I thought.
He even agreed with me on one.
Yeah, like what the hell? What's wrong with me?
Yeah.
I'll try to never let that happen again.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
I like it when you guys are happy. You're more fun when you're miserable.
Oh, we're miserable.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Bob.
Later.
See you. That's Bobby Mack. Great stuff. Absolute great stuff.
Angst sells, Jimmy.
I understand.
Angst sells. So I get you in a headlock once in a while.
That's it.
They love it to set you straight. And Rock.
Cardinals
Absolutely.
Hour, Hall City Towing. Just go to allcitytowing.com/careers. If you're looking for a good gig, All City Towing is indeed hiring. That's allcitytowing.com/careers. All right, quick break. When we come back, we are going to give you the Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. And we will recap our State 48 roofing. It's your call question of the day as well. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
This is The Herd. Attention listeners. With Colin Cowherd.
People can come to the same conclusion, and it's not collusion. You don't have to be in a text chain to know the Deshaun Watson contract was egregiously immoral and awful. Nobody had to collude. There was a league conclusion that the desperate Cleveland Browns overpaid.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
I-10 eastbound near 91st Avenue, accident off left, stop and go traffic from 107th Avenue. We have an accident 10 eastbound near 7th Street that has the right lane blocked. Loop 101 southbound near Shea Boulevard in Scottsdale. Vehicle fire on the off-ramp off right, and a crash 7th Avenue north of Roosevelt. That's traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Reset your rest at Mattress Firm's Big Spring Sale. Shop top brands today and save up to $700. Plus, get a free adjustable base with select purchases. Time to score big savings on your dream bed.
Win your height in Dos Equis. Head to fanpick'em.com to fill out your Twin Peaks Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge. It's never too late. Play as you can win Twin Peaks man cards after every round. That's fanpick'em.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of the 2023 Chevy Silverado's turbo high output engine, delivering impressive power with no compromised durability. Whether you're helping friends move or just moving some friends, this is the sound of a family with plenty of rear seat room to enjoy the ride. And this is the sound of you heading to your local Chevy dealer today. Find your Silverado and find new roads. Chevrolet. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Spin championship weekend in Houston on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. To enter, visit the Casino Arizona Instagram page at Casino Arizona and look for the post announcing the giveaway. Like the post, comment with your pick to win it all, and you're registered. That's at Casino.
Mike Trout being excited about playing for Team USA.
For the multi-vendor.
Are we going to play the Leonard Rowe Open or no?
10 to 4 at the Valley Golf Center in Avondale. This big two-day event.
Cool. Sounds good.
Demo the hottest new products and get custom fit by the manufacturers. Go to worldwidegolfshops.com and book your custom fitting. Happening March 17th and 18th at Vans Golf Shops at Valley Golf.
You're just a young buck, Jax. You'll get there. Not like me and Jimmy.
Satisfaction guarantee. Do not wait.
Easy there, buddy. Easy.
Figure out if your AC.
I'm closer to 30 than I am 20.
For my friends at PlumSmart Plumbing, Heating, and Air. PlumSmart is offering.
I'm a married man. I have my college degree.
March. Plus, this month only, a free reverse osmosis system installed with every AC unit all month long. Call PlumSmart today. 480-654-8865.
Wow, well, actually, that makes you feel better about you. I thought you were closer to 100.
8865. It's just plumsmart.com because
Manuch, I don't take breaks. I don't watch movies. I just work.
2 for $6 lets you mix and match.
It's what's going to make me the greatest broadcaster in history one day.
Dave Single.
And you're going to say, you know what? That kid,
with the spicy chicken.
we used to think Richie was better than him.
Dave Single with the strawberry lemonade. Strawberry lemonade. If you're into that. Chicken Sam, crispy nugs, strawberry lemonade. Dave's nugs.
Dang, even better. Call out Manuch on the air. Me and Jax.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6. For a limited time, price and participation may vary at U.S. Wendy's. On the card only. Single item at regular price.
The madness continues.
So do you guys want me to play the Leonard Rowe cut, or do you guys just want to set it up?
From Twin Peaks.
Let's play it. Yeah, play it.
All right,
we always do.
yeah, it's sponsored. It makes more sense to me.
It does. Go to fanpick'em.com and enter the Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. Twin Peaks man cards after every round. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Oh, man, we were fired up. We knew what we needed to go out there. We just got to go out there, play for the country. That means a lot to all of us in there. And, we went out there and put up a 9 spot, and that helps Lance a lot on the mound as well. It's just special to put the, USA across your chest and go out there and play for your country and, compete against other countries as well. It's the most fun I've had on a baseball field in a while, at everything. It's just I'm enjoying this. Obviously when I signed up, I was really excited. but being here in front of the crowd,
Guys are hot.
in USA when in the ninth inning and hitting a homer and seeing the guys all fired up in the dugout, this means a lot to me and just everything.
It was nuts at the ballpark last night, Chase Field. That's Mike Trout, obviously, with his home run last night as the USA blew out Canada 12-1. That is our Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. In a wreck, need a check. Just make one call, 602-977-1900. And always at lernerandrowe.com. They can help you. You get a free consultation. Once again, Lerner and Rowe, that's all. Just make that call at 602-977-1900. Now, let's get to what's on tap.
Well, Suns will be tipping it off tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks in town at 7 o'clock on Valley Sports. Currently, if you want to come down to any of the 4 Valley location Twin Peaks, come on down where Glendale's. We put a wrap on it. Currently, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, and Southeast Missouri have started. That's on True TV at 8 to 5. Currently, A&M up
2
on
minutes.
Southeast Missouri. Then you got Pittsburgh and Mississippi State, both of the 11 seeds. That'll start at 6:10. That'll be on True TV.
All right, that means we need to get to our State 48 roofing. It's your call question of the day.
What
It's
is
a good one.
What is the most glaring issue the Suns have without Kevin Durant in the lineup? Just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. That's @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Is it scoring? Is it Ayton's deficiencies? Is it CP3 non-energy? Or is it the bench play lacking? Well, the peeps have spoken. You can continue to speak and vote. Just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. CP3 non-energy, Jimmy. 36.4% is the leader in the clubhouse, followed by scoring, 27.3%. And then the bench play lacking, 27.3%. Ayton's deficiencies, 9.1%. Just like to see a little bit more scoring, a little more physicality out of DA. And again, just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter and you can vote.
And don't forget, tonight, downtown Footprint Center, it's the Bucks and the Suns. The Bucks won last night on the road at Sacramento, while it was the Suns losing to the Golden State Warriors. So, Manuch, both teams coming in back-to-back.
Well, I think the Suns need to get their groove back on, get up and down the court, set the tone. If the Bucks slow this game down and play their half-court game and try to go down low, Katie barred the door up. The Suns are prepared for that. And this is going to be a big game from Monty Williams, how he coaches up the mismatches.
I'm with you on that. It is going to be a mix and match game. We will see how it all plays out. And don't forget, tomorrow we will be at Twin Peaks as well. Where are we going to be?
We're at the Twin Peaks on
10.
Camelback Road.
That's correct. We'll see you then, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.